Shalom, family. Peace to the family, and shalom. I want to wish everyone a blessed Sabbath. I ain't gonna be long. I know it's the Sabbath morning, and a lot of brothers and sisters are observing the Sabbath in many different ways. Some of you guys are not up yet. If you're in a different time zone than me, I'm on Eastern Standard Time. Some of you brothers and sisters are, at Sabbath service because you guys congregate. Some of you brothers and sisters, you are getting ready to go to camp. I should say brothers, getting ready to go to camp, etc. So I'm not really looking for a lot of people. You brothers and sisters can catch this video on the rebound. So you can also do me a favor if you're in the house, like the video. More importantly, share it if something I say you think is worthwhile. So the name of the video you see right there is called Camps, right? That's the hot topic in Israel right now. Camps. I'm on my way to camp in a little while. Am I wicked? Am I wicked because I'm on my way to camp? Because based on the narrative that I see on social media, the posts, the comments, and so forth, camps are wicked. All of us. The Most High is not dealing with camps. This is what's being said now. That's the popular narrative now. The Most High doesn't deal with camps. Granted, you probably learned from a camp 9 out of 10 times. Granted, you probably get a lot of your breakdowns from camps 9 out of 10 times. It doesn't matter which one. Doesn't matter which one. But the majority of people that are Israel today, you learn this thing either by seeing a camp in person or watching somebody that there was an Israelite online breaking the scriptures down. A camp. But all of a sudden now, all camps are wicked. That's the new narrative now. All camps are wicked. So, I guess my question is, because I'm on my way out the door to go to camp, does that make me wicked? I want to start off by saying this, right? The reputations that camps have, for the most part, in this day and time, is pretty much earned. I'm talking about the bad reputation. I have to keep it real. We've pretty much earned the bad reputation that we have because of the things that have taken place in a lot of camps. We've earned this bad reputation. The same way the Most High brought Israel down for sin. Now, when we go out the streets, we say the so-called white man is the enemy and he's the devil and so forth and so on, and the Most High is going to deal with him for what he did to us during slavery, which is true. But the Most High is going to deal with him for what he did to us during slavery. That's why the scriptures say that they furthered the affliction. The Most High is not going to simply just deal with them because they put us into slavery, because that's our fault. We're the ones that the Most High entered into a covenant with. We're the ones that the Most High gave his laws to, and we broke those laws. And so as a result of us breaking God's laws, that's the reason why we went into captivity. So it's our fault to a great degree while we're in this condition. And how we get ourselves out is the same thing, the opposite, by doing what God told us to do. You see what I'm saying? So I say that to say the reputation that camps have a lot of times is earned. Because there's a lot of things that camps have done to people. And so that's why people have the reputations that they have. But does that mean that all camps are bad? Does that mean now that this new narrative that the Most High is not dealing with camps is the narrative? That's a load of BS, man. That's a load of BS. Now, I'm not going to make the video that everybody wants me to make. I'm not doing that. Enough of y'all are doing that already. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my story briefly, because it's the Sabbath and I'm getting ready to go to camp. I'm going to give you guys my story. And you can take the information I give you from my story and you can use it and apply it to what you see going on today. And you can use wisdom and allow the Most High to guide you in what it is you do. That's what I'm going to do. Give me 1 second. Right. You can allow the Most High to guide you in whatever your decision is that you do. So I'm going to give you guys my story. And I'm going to try to get to the point as quickly as I can. So everybody knows that I came into the truth officially in 1992. I came to the school. I first found out about the Israelites in 1991. I used to see the camps. I came into the school in 1992. When I first came into the school, I thought I had entered into the kingdom of heaven. I didn't know no better. I didn't know no scriptures. I thought I entered into the kingdom of heaven and I expected a utopia. I expected everything just to be wonderful and magic and just great and everybody to get along and just be happy. That's what I expected. And for a certain amount of time when I was in the school, that's how it was. But after a certain amount of time in the school, things begin to change. Things begin to change. So, I'm going to give you a quick story of something that happened to me, right, when I was in the school. And this is all dealing with the topic called camps, right? Is it wicked to be in a camp? Are all camps wicked? That's the topic, right? So, in 92, no, I'm sorry, sometime around 95, somewhere give or take, right? I was living in what they call the barracks at 1 West. Now, for those of you brothers and sisters that don't know, I'm going to give you a little background, right? So you had the school, which was 1 West 125th Street, the actual address in Harlem, 1 West, right? You had a lot of brothers like myself and others that woke up to the knowledge that we were Israelites, and we got, for the most part, kicked out of our house because our family wasn't with it. Our mothers, our fathers, our family, whoever we lived with wasn't with it. And all praise to the Most High that the school, 1 West, had buildings that they basically controlled that were around the corner on 126th Street. So the school was 125th Street. Around the corner, you have building 68, West 126. You have building 66, West 126. And you had like 2 other buildings. I believe it was 64 and one of the 50 buildings. And this is where brothers that had nowhere else to go could come and you could live in the barracks at 1 West. You could live there, which is a beautiful thing. So they provided housing for brothers. You're not seeing that in the camps today. They provided jobs for brothers. They put us to work. I didn't have a job when I came into the school. The school put me to work. They had different departments and stuff that you could work for and make and earn a living and take care of your family and take care of yourself. So it was a good thing at first. Okay. So when I first moved into the buildings, I was living in a dorm because the buildings, the way they were set up, you had private rooms that brothers that made a little bit more money, they can get a private room where they can have your own room. You also had dorms where you actually shared a room with 1 or 2 brothers, depending on the size of the room. When I first moved in, I just got a job at the school. I didn't have nothing, so I wound up living in one of the dorms, okay? Fast forward. After me living in the dorms and everything, I got comfortable. I loved, I was always around the brothers. Everything was a beautiful spirit. I was always around Israel. I was in school, the school in 1 West, 6 out of 7 days a week. 6 out of 7 days. So when I talk about 1 West, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I was always there. I was always there. But that's for another show. Now, after me living in the dorm for about 6 months with a couple of other brothers and everything, I started my money up, right? So I moved out of the dorm room, which was in building 68. Now I'm giving y'all specifics, and this is all related to the topic of the video. If you're just coming in, you can, after this, you can rewind, you can start the story from the beginning, because I'm not going to start over. So I was living in building 68 at first, in one of the dorms. When my money got up, I moved next door to building 66, because building 66, basically all the rooms in there was single rooms, and there was a room that was available because one of the generals had moved out and got an apartment. So I moved over because I have money now. I moved over because I wanted a room by myself. Why? You know what I'm saying? You meet a rib, whatever like that, you want to have a place to bring your rib. You living in the dorm, you can't, come on, man. You a 21, 22-year-old brother, man, you trying to bring a rib? to a dormitory where there might be one or two other brothers. You got to get those. You got to pay brothers off to get them to leave and all that other crap. It wasn't an ideal situation, but it was cool because it was better than living in the streets. So the school was providing us with something. Now I'm getting to the point of the story, right? So I moved into one of the rooms that was in building 66. That was a single room. When I moved in there, the window was broken. The window was broken. So the brother that was in charge of that building, I went to him. This is a top-ranking brother in One West at the time. I went to him and I'm like, yo, I need for that window to be fixed because it was around November going into December in New York. It's cold. So I'm like, that needs to be fixed. So one day I went to work. And the brother was there. One of the brothers that was there that was doing maintenance on the building was supposed to go in the room and fix my broken window. This brother went in the room and did a half behind. I'm not going to say the word ASS, even though it's not really cursed. He did a half behind job. And what he did was he took the window out that was broken in my room and put a piece of damn plastic up in the room, talking about he was going to come back and fix the window another time. It's cold in New York. It's November going into December. It's cold as hell. So I went to the brother that was in charge of the building like, yo, now I don't have a window at all. I don't have a window at all. What you gonna do about that, brother? So the brother kept telling me, don't worry, I'm gonna fix it. Don't worry, I'm gonna fix it. And that stuff never happened. The thing never got fixed. I'm talking about it went from days to weeks where I'm living in this placement and I'm sleeping with my daggone winter coat on in the room. So after a while, after like maybe a month of this, you know what I stopped doing? I stopped paying rent. I stopped paying rent. And you had other brothers in other rooms in these buildings that had other problems that was not being fixed. But when it came time to, for rent to be paid, you know what I'm saying? You're getting that on the door for rent. So after a while, brothers stopped paying rent. So it was pretty much the whole building was not paying rent. So what do you guys think happened? We got taken to council at One West, right? We were sitting with the 7 elders at One West. We were sitting in front of them, right? Now, again, this is all related to what's going on now. Because you hear all these stories about stuff that's going, this stuff has been going on for years. Is what happened to you a reason to hate camps? Let's see. So, they took us to council. We went to council, and we sitting in front of the elders, right? At the time, we young men, 21, 22, 23 years old. And basically, we were brought up on charges that we were living in the buildings and we were working and we weren't paying rent. When it came time for us to tell our side, what do y'all think happened? We got shut down. Shemai, shut down, quiet, whatever like that. And basically, some of the elders on the platform, some of the leaders was like, yo, if these brothers are not paying rent, kick them out. That's what leaders were saying, just like that. We didn't get a chance to say nothing. We didn't get a chance to say our side, nothing. If they're not paying rent, kick them out, right? But Masha, the main guy, the main leader of One West, which people don't talk about. Yeah, you had 7 heads of One West, but Masha was the head. And what I'm about to tell y'all is one of the reasons and the problems that exacerbated why One West split when it did. Masha stood up in the council, and because he was the head guy, he overrode everybody else and said, y'all not throwing nobody out in the streets. You're not throwing nobody out in the streets. None of these brothers is going in the streets. And the other leaders didn't like that. But we were young men, and there was a lot of us there. I ain't gonna mention the brothers that was there. Y'all know who y'all was living in the buildings. Y'all know. And some of these brothers are well-known brothers that all of y'all know. And we was rejoicing. Like, yeah, man, Masha is righteous. You know, that was a righteous judgment, whatever. So Masha made them basically promise that they was going to come to the building and fix all the problems that was in the building, right? That brothers were having in their individual rooms, including my room, right? So what's the point of me telling you this story, right? Right around that time, not too long after, is when One West split. They brought in that whole 12 Kings doctrine and the whole 9 that split the school. Now, we had a choice to make. The choice was, who's going to deal with righteous judgment? Who's going to deal with righteous judgment? That was the choice that we had to make. And it was clear from that council and other things that I saw that was going on in the school, that there was only basically 1 or 2 of the heads was actually going to deal with righteous judgment. The other ones was just basically on some partial stuff when it comes to judgment in council. So now, having dealt with that, I should have been like, you know what? After this experience at One West, I don't want to be in no camp. Camps are wicked. That's what I should have said. That's what I should have said. Right? Because you had men that wanted to throw me out in the street. That was their judgment. But thank the Most High, the man that was in charge of the school said no. Right? Now listen, there's 50 of y'all in here, and I got 5 likes. So I'm just asking y'all a favor. I'm giving y'all some history. I'm asking y'all a favor. Some of y'all brothers and sisters, just hit the like button. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. It ain't going to take too much energy from y'all. I'm not going to be long. All right. So, we went down to the house of David. Now, pay attention to what I'm saying. When we went down to the house of David, we were supposed to have learned from what the elders before us had did and did wrong. We were supposed to take what they did right and eliminate what they did wrong. Well, when we went down to the house of David, the same mistakes that was made at One West was the same mistakes that was made in the councils down there. You had partiality, favoritism, all that stuff. Going into councils, younger men not allowed to speak. Myself and Bun Lawyer, we were accused of being proud. Why? Because we knew the history. We were very sharp when we were young. We were very quick with the scriptures, and we knew the history, and you had certain men that did not like that. We were young men and we need to be quiet. And Marshall took a great liking to Bun Lawyer, and Marshall used to bring Bun Lawyer up on the platform with him when he would teach his class, and men didn't like that. And so what happened? You started having these councils again. And you started having brothers being shut down and brothers' rank being taken, and all types of stuff going on unjustly, just like at One West. I'm just giving y'all a brief it's way deeper than this. I'm just giving y'all a brief compact history. So what happened at the house of David? The school split. So now that's twice. That's 2 camps I was a part of. Surely I was supposed to be like, man, the Most High ain't dealing with camps. But I didn't feel that way. I understand that it's wicked men sometimes. It's not necessarily a reflection of the whole entire organization. It's just sometimes a man that happens to be in a position doesn't belong there. And the Most High will reveal that in time. But it's not the organization. So no, not every camp is wicked. That's nonsense. I understood that. So I'm just going to skip a whole bunch of history and I'm going to bring it up to 2006, right? So, you know, Bun Lawyer went on to found another camp. And me and him, I used to be out there with that camp all the time in the streets. I was the main guy out there with the camera, so forth and so on, out there till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, coming to all the high holidays, the same thing. When we left the house of David, I never, ever stopped believing. I never stopped congregating. I never stopped going out towards the camp. None of that stuff. Never did. Never did. In 2006, Bun Lawyer, the organization that he had founded after that, he said, you know what? I'm not dealing with that no more. Let's me and you start Lions of Israel. And let's learn from the mistakes the elders made. And that's what we did. See, I could have easily just, based on what happened to me over the years, I could have easily just been like, to hell with camps. All you camps are wicked. But I understood that it wasn't the wickedness of the camp or the organization. It was the man that was in the position that didn't belong there. And this video is not me attacking no camp. That's nothing that's going on right now. None of that stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that it's not an excuse if you have a problem with one organization. Now you're using a paintbrush to say that all the camps are wicked. Where did you get that from? Where did you get that from? I have men that's a part of Lions of Israel that after what happened at One West, they told me definitively, I will never be in another camp. That's what they told me. And then, when we formed Lions of Israel, brothers started, you know what I'm saying, it's the Sabbath, they have nothing to do, they start coming out to the camp. First thing they start doing, they stand in the audience, right? Then when stuff starts going down, that old spirit starts rising up in them, they be like, yo, let me hand out some flyers, but they're not part of the camp, because they said they would never be part of another camp. Right? Next thing you know, they holding posts. Next thing you know, they're like, you know, I ain't gonna lie. I like what I see with y'all brothers. I'm gonna join Is it possible for me to get down with y'all camp? Sure. Sure. But the brothers took time to watch and see what we did and realized that we were doing things differently than before. And so that changed their mind. What's my point? You have a lot, this new spirit on social media now, where because brothers and sisters are leaving camps, y'all are discrediting camps. And now we're all wicked. That's a lie. That is a lie. Not all camps are wicked. That's a lie. If you happen to join an organization where something was done to you that wasn't right, it could just be those individuals that did that to you. Does that mean the whole organization and everybody in it is corrupt? And everybody else that's not in the organization that might have another organization, just everybody's corrupt? Come on, man, there's no logic in that. Now, let me say this too, because I see somebody put something up about 12 tribe chart camps. I'm glad you said that because I wanted to say this in the beginning of the video. Let me tell you something, man. You see these Torah-based camps? I'm telling you that there's been major splits amongst the Torah-based camps. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Major splits amongst the Torah-based camps. There have been accusations from people of bribery. There's been accusations of adultery. There's been accusations of partiality and judgment and all that in the Torah-based camps as well. It is everywhere. Not just the 12 tribe camp charts like what somebody's put in the comments. That's madness. It's everywhere. But it is not a reflection of the camp. It just might be the individual that is in the position that doesn't need to be in the position, and the Most High is going to move them out the way. But you have good camps out here. You have brothers that deal righteously with people out here. It's up to you to scrutinize before you join something. There's another brother that was coming out to our camp, and I mean he was diligent. The brother was so diligent that he would get to camp before me. We're supposed to be at camp at 1:30. This brother shows up at 1 o'clock and is blowing my phone up. Brother, where are you? And I'm like, yo, camp don't start till 1:30. Camp don't start till 1:30. This brother was coming out week after week after week after week. Old school brother. I ain't gonna say who it is. You know who he is, right? So after this brother coming out for months upon months upon months, I'm like, yo, you out here with us, you might as well just officially say you part of the camp. No, brother. You know what I went through at the other camp. You know, and yeah, I do know. I saw what happened to you, and you saw what happened to me. I know. But I'm just saying, we not like that over here, brother. No, brother, I can't do it. I can't do it. I was treated this way at the other camp. I can't do it. Okay, brother, you know what? You know what? Don't worry about it. You good. You still a brother, you good. Okay. This brother's still coming to camp week in and week out, week in and week out, week in and week out, right? And then he's observing us. I know he is. Next thing you know, the brother goes and buys his own shirt and puts our logo on his shirt and comes to camp with a shirt that looks like ours. We didn't make it for him. He made his own. And we just sat back and looked and said, look at this. Look at this. Next thing you know, the brother now wants a garment like we got. But I thought you said you didn't want to be in no camp. I thought you said you would never join a camp again. Because that's not what it is. That's not what it is. Because all camps are not wicked. And through the spirit and power of the Most High, when we found, I only can speak about my camp, and you know what I'm saying, I really can only speak about the ins and outs of my camp, although I'm cool with other brothers in other camps that I know are also righteous brothers. They got to speak for themselves, right? I'm speaking about Lions of Israel specifically. I know for a fact that when we set the camp up, we said we was going to be the difference in Israel to see. Because you have a certain segment of brothers that was at One West that would come out when we was at camp, and all they would do was bash the camps. That's what they would do. They'd be standing by us when we out there doing the work, bashing camps. I don't know why y'all still out here in these streets, man. Y'all need to stop doing that. Blah, 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 whatever, whatever. That's all what they did, doing nothing else while we're doing the work. And I used to tell brothers, instead of you complaining about, hell, brother, you left One West in 95. You left One West in 96. It's 2013. Do the math. How long are you going to complain about what was done to you all the way back then? How can something that happened to you in 1996 be affecting you in 2013? At some point, when is it your fault? When is it your fault? That's what I tell brothers. I said, instead of sitting around and complaining, why don't you look at what was done that you didn't like and do different? Be different. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. See? And so when we set up Lines of Israel, myself, the priest Bun Lawyer, and the other brothers that was at the Elder Kazaka Bar in Pittsburgh, when we set up Lines of Israel, that was our thing. That we're going to do things differently than what was done to us. It wasn't about, you know what, to hell with all these camps. No. A camp woke me up. It was a camp in the street that I first saw in 91 that opened my mind to this knowledge. The Most High used them. And if you're honest and watch this video, the Most High used the camp to wake the majority of you up too. So at what point did camps become wicked? That doesn't make no sense. It's not a matter of camps being wicked, but sometimes there's wickedness that goes down in camps. That's true. But I'll speak about my camp in particular. So myself and Bun Lawyer, we founded Lines of Israel. What does that mean? What does that mean? We founded Lines of Israel. That's all that that means. Guess what? I didn't build the camp by myself. I didn't build it by myself. Bun Lawyer passed away on me. And the mantle of leadership was passed to me, which I didn't want. I didn't put myself in this position. I tried to avoid it. And everywhere I went, everybody was like, no, you have to do it. You have to do it. You got to come out the shadows. Because in the beginning, if you go back to the old Bun Lawyer videos, you never saw my face in the videos. I was the cameraman. That was my choice. But when he passed away, brothers was like, how you not going to come to the forefront? You know the history like he knew it. You knew the scriptures like he knew it. You got to come forward. You have to lead. So I did that, right? And we founded the camp. But when Bun Lawyer passed away, I had brothers around me that helped lift me up. And together we built the camp, together. So those brothers have just as much to lose as me. So what does that mean? What that means is that if I go off, if I start doing things that's wicked, guess what? Lines of Israel will remove me from the leadership position in the camp, and I set it up that way because that's how I want it to be. If I start going off, if I bring in wayward doctrines, if I don't deal with the people the way they're supposed to be dealt with, I can be removed from the position of leadership of Lines of Israel, and I will be removed. It doesn't matter that I founded the camp because I didn't build it by myself. The brothers that's with me have just as much of a stake in this camp as me. And that's the way it should be. That's the way it's supposed to be. Because at the end of the day, leadership is about being a servant. That's what it's about, and that's what Christ told us. That's what leadership is about. And again, this video is not an attack on anything, because I see a lot of y'all brothers is on the comment boards, and y'all tell me what's going on in individual camps. Let me tell you something. It's something going on in every camp. How about that? Have y'all not seen the videos of people that's talking about what's going on all the way over on the other side of the world in Dimona, Israel? Have y'all not seen the videos that women, that there's all types of pedophilia and child molestation going on in Dimona, Israel? Y'all didn't hear about that? There's dirt everywhere. But now watch this. A lot of you Israelites that are individualites that's not in camp, I see y'all on Facebook and y'all do wickedness. Some of y'all are under investigation for being robbing people, scamming people, right? Is there not a brother, I ain't gonna say his name, is there not a Puerto Rican brother that's doing time right now, and we all know who he is? Is there not a Puerto Rican brother that was not a part of no camp that's doing time right now for being a child molester? Tell me I'm wrong, Israel. He's an individualite. I thought it was just the camps that's wicked. No, it's not just the camps that's wicked. It's individuals. So y'all brothers and sisters that say that, y'all got to stop that. It's not true. It's not true. We as a people, we're wicked and we're evil and we're sick. Even some of us that's in this truth are not fully healed yet. We're not fully repented yet. A lot of us. That's why the scriptures say, examine yourself, whether you be in the faith every day. We all have to examine ourselves, everyone, including myself. And I'm nothing. That's why when you brothers and sisters meet me and tell me, oh my God, I've been watching you for years, that means, I mean, listen, I appreciate it, but it's also, I feel a certain sense of shame because I'm not about, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not about that. The Messiah said there's going to be some people that's going to come in the last hour and they're going to get the same penny as me. And I gave up my youth for this. I came into Israel when I was 19 years old. And I'm in my 40s now. I ain't gonna say how much. I ain't gonna say how much. I'm in my 40s now. That means all my 20s and all my 30s I spent in doing this. I didn't get a chance to do some of the stuff that some of y'all did in y'all 20s and y'all 30s. I gave my life to this. I became a living sacrifice to this. Yet, the Messiah said, somebody gonna come in and maybe do 6 months and be sincere, and when it's time for the payment to go out, I'm gonna get a penny, he gonna get a penny. That's what it is. That's it. All leadership is in Israel. I give my camp this analogy. You start working at a restaurant. The first time that you work at a restaurant, the first week or so you work at the restaurant, they might give you 1 or 2 tables to wait because that's all you can handle. You only can wait on 1 or 2 tables, and that's it. After those 1 or 2 tables, if they give you more than that, you're gonna go crazy. You can't handle it, right? But after you've been working at the restaurant for a while, they give you table number 3, table number 4, table number 5, because now you can serve about 5 or 6 tables by yourself because you've become adept to it. You've learned the art, you've learned the ropes. So you're now able to be able to serve that many people. That's all leadership is in Israel. Just like it is to be in a restaurant. You are a servant. That's it. The higher up you go is the more people you're serving. You start off as an officer. You only asked to do a certain amount of things. You only asked to serve a certain amount of people. You move up and become a captain. Now you're serving more people. Now you got more responsibilities on you. Then you become a deacon or an elder or whatever it is. Now you have a huge responsibility of serving a lot of people. And you got to make sure that everything is done correctly and right. It's a big responsibility. That's all leadership is. The Most High didn't put us in leadership for us to abuse the people. And I'm not accusing. I got to keep saying this because I know some of y'all think I'm taking shots at it. I'm not taking shots at no camp. I'm just talking from experience. I'm giving y'all experience. I was abused by some leaders at One West. That's a fact. I was abused by some of the leadership at the House of David. That's a fact. Yet I'm sitting here telling y'all I don't hate camps. What I did do was I set up a camp where I felt like I will deal justly with brothers. And brothers have attested in my camp, and they could come forward themselves. Y'all know who's in my camp, and tell you that there's nothing but brotherhood in our camp. Is my camp perfect? Hell no. We're not perfect. There's people that were in lines of Israel that left because we didn't see eye to eye. There was some disagreements. But one thing they ain't going to tell you, they ain't going to tell you that we dealt with them wrong. We just didn't see eye to eye. So we had to part company, like Paul and Silas. That's okay. And there are brothers that were in the camp that we had to put out because they were wicked. Right? So I'm not saying that what we have over here is perfect. Not at all. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that we have something over here where leadership understands that at the end of the day, man, we're here to serve the people. I got to come serve you. You're going to sit on your behind at the restaurant and you're going to eat while I'm on my feet serving you. That's what leadership is. Yahweh Shai is coming back. What are you talking about? I don't even have my hand on the computer screen. So who's going to block you? You know, listen, Akim, don't for now, as long as somebody's not overtly, to my moderators, as long as someone is not overtly disrespectful, you don't have to block them. It's okay. Believe me, the hatred is going to come to me after, when I post this video up, the hatred is going to come to me. Yeah, y'all brothers got to stop banging on each other in the comments as well. What's the purpose? This is the problem. This is the problem. We can't even have a heart-to-heart conversation with each other, man. I'm telling brothers to examine themselves the way I'm saying I got to examine myself. What's the problem? Yahweh Shai is coming back. Why can't I do a separate video on the mark of the beast? Why must I answer you about the mark of the beast now when I'm speaking about situations that's going on with camps? You are in a camp, and people are saying you're wicked for being in the camp. Do I have to talk about the mark of the beast right now? Is that what we're doing? See, that's the problem. I'm telling brothers don't block you, but come on, brother, man. Everything is not always about contention. That's part of the problem. Warrior Lord, you said I'm 48? If you say so. If you say so. Well, number one, okay, well, Lawyer Kahan 12. Number one, I appreciate that, Lord. I appreciate that, Lord, right? So, and I thank you. I'm not saying that you shouldn't respond, but I don't see, this is the contention that goes on with brothers. I'm talking. I'm not praying or prophesying. So if I have my hat on, I'm talking. I'm having a conversation. If I'm having a conversation with a brother, I gotta take my hat off if I'm having a conversation with a brother. You're not sitting in front of me, but I'm having a conversation with you. And see, this is the problem. But you are, but brother, it is contention because I'm sitting here having a conversation with you, and you trying to find fault instead of being honest with yourself. I'm having a conversation with you. We're talking like if you were standing in front of me. That's all it is. That's all it is. We can have a conversation about that too. We can have a conversation about that too. We can have a conversation about that too, brother. If you want to, as a matter of fact, I'm going to make a video on that too. Which all that's going to happen is y'all brothers going to make a video banging on me because that's what Israel does best. And I still won't have no animosity towards you either after you do that, brother, because I don't hate Israel. Christ said if you hate your brother, man, you're a murderer. So I don't hate my brothers. I don't hate none of you brothers. I don't hate none of you brothers that bang on me. I don't care. Because I'm going to tell you something. If I didn't do what I did, if I didn't put my brick in Israel, a lot of y'all wouldn't be here. A lot of y'all wouldn't be teaching. Because whatever went on in the nation over the years, I'm a part of that. I'm one of the bricks from One West. I'm one of the bricks from One West as well. Let's keep it a buck. All right? A lot of brothers from a lot of camps, y'all started off watching whatever camps you're in, and me and Bun Lawyer too. And us. Let's keep it real. So we got to stop with all this stuff, man. And I know I'm deviating a little bit from what I'm talking about, but this is the problem. See, this is why I said in the beginning of the video, in certain respects, camps we do it to ourselves. It's wicked for people to say that if you're in a camp, you're wicked, but then we do it to ourselves because I'm sitting here having a conversation and there's camp banging going on in the comment boards. You kind of giving people ammunition. This is not even a time for that. This is not even a time for that. I got brothers in my inbox from multiple camps telling me that if I'm not in your camp, I'm not the truth. Where you hear that at? Where'd you hear that at? Did you meet any of the elders? Marshall was the head of One West. When we graduated from a troop program, which I'm going to do a whole video on this, Marshall gave us the authority to go out and start camps. And none of you brothers can tell me anything otherwise. None of you brothers. Marshall was the head of your camp leader, whatever camp you in. He was your camp leader's head too. And he told us to go ahead and set up these camps, and that's why we did. That's why we did. Period. Point blank. And I don't care who don't like it. Stop telling me about what you heard about One West when you was never there. I was there. I was there. That's why I can give you specifics. Addresses, like I gave you before, and all that stuff. That's why. And I was in the school 6 out of 7 days a week. And I worked for one of the elders. I worked for him literally. So I know these brothers. So you younger brothers that's coming in my inbox and everything and expecting me to give you the time of day, I'm not going to give you the time of day. You don't know what you're talking about. All you're doing is going and gossiping, and that's all it is. You can hold that. You can hold that. I'm having a conversation with you. When you read the book of Luke, the 22nd chapter, verses 24, Luke, the 22nd chapter, verses 24 to 27. I'm going to just paraphrase what the scriptures say. Christ said, Yahushua said, the greatest amongst us is nothing but a damn servant. That's all you are. You're a servant, period. That's it. That's all you are. And the higher up you go into this truth, and the more time you put in, and the more information the Most High gives you, is just more work. That's why some of you brothers, and I rightfully so, I got to start off by saying this, rightfully so, That's why some of you brothers complain about, in righteousness now. So listen carefully. That's why some of you brothers and sisters complain about me, in righteousness. Not because I did anything to you, but because so many of you brothers and sisters inbox me on YouTube, inbox me on Facebook or Instagram, and sometimes things fall through the cracks. A lot of y'all brothers want me to call you or email you or text you or give you this or give you that and stuff like that. And I'll tell you, yes, I will. And then behind that, I'll get like 10, 20 messages, and then yours gets lost in the cracks. And sometimes I don't get back to y'all, and y'all get mad at me. Rightfully so. But I'm giving you the analogy. That's why Christ said, he that amongst, because I'm a servant. I'm a servant. And if I'm not serving you, if I'm not helping you in what you need, you feel as though that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. So I understand that spirit. But the point is, the higher you go up as a leader, you're just a servant. That's all you are. That's it. So you shouldn't think of yourself as anything else. That's it. So we all have to examine ourselves, man, on an individual basis. If the Most High have you in a place right now where you had a bad experience in a camp and you choose not to be a part of a camp, I'm not going to begrudge you. I'm not going to begrudge you. But what I am going to say to you is you shouldn't be out here banging on all the camps because you had a bad experience where you were. Because camping is good for fellowship, and as it is written, as somebody just wrote, and I was just about to say it, so that's the spirit, the Most High, the scriptures say, forsake not the assembling together of yourselves. Okay, Yahweh Shai is coming back. This is what I don't understand. I'm not going to spend a lot of time like arguing with you. You asked me a question, and I said to you, if you want a separate video on that, I have no problem with that. Why must I, with the topic of the video, deviate from the topic just to talk about, which is a whole, I can't cover that in 5 minutes. I can't cover that in 5 minutes. And if you really watch me, I already have videos on that. Why don't you go look for them? What do you mean feed the sheep? I do that. I have channels where I teach. This is not my channel where I teach the scriptures. This is my channel where I talk to the family. That's what I do. That's what I do. I talk to the family on this channel. Period. That's what it is. And I'm going to use it for exactly what it is. I don't teach breakdowns of scriptures and everything on this channel. I have a channel for that, which is my priest Danyaahla Uncut, my Long Live Yahweh Shai channel, and so forth and so on. That's where my teachings are. If you want to know my breakdowns, then you go and you check it out. You got brothers on YouTube accusing me of teaching that Cornelius is an Edomite. I haven't taught that in 10 years. But I also don't argue with y'all about that shit either. If that's what you want to say, then say that. Because a lot of y'all don't go and do no research to find out what's going on. That's what I'm saying. That's why camps have the reputation they have. Because brothers just be blurting out and saying anything. Disrespecting brothers. False accusations and stuff like that. That's why we have the reputation that we have. We've earned that. Brothers can say what the hell they want to say. Brothers can make 100 videos. I can make videos about wickedness that brothers is doing too. Some of you brothers that make videos on me, and I'm aware of them because people put them in my inbox, I want to let y'all know, so you can spread the word, I don't watch them. Like, seriously, I don't watch them. You had a brother that made a video about myself and the brother Asha Sha'ala because we did an event called the Avengers event where we was getting back at these brothers that was coming against the Bible. So we did a video called, what we call ourselves, the Avengers. Do you not know, one of the brothers, some brothers made a video. The video was almost an hour long. It might even be over an hour. I don't remember. That's how I didn't watch it. But it was brought to my attention. A brother made a video about the fact that he used the name Avengers first. Do y'all hear me, Israel? I don't think this brother's in any camp either. I think he's an Individualite. Him and some other brothers, they left camps and they together and they're bashing camps. All the camps, right? So, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm kind of giving it away who it is. These niggas went and made an hour video because we used the name Avengers. Can you believe that? The white man came up with the damn Avengers thing. You did an hour video because we used the name Avengers. That's a reason to do a lesson? Like, are you kidding me? And I'm supposed to sit down and watch you? I didn't watch that shit. I didn't watch that shit. And I told brothers that did watch it, I don't want to know what they said because it's foolishness. And that's what's happening in Israel right now. It's too much goddamn foolishness, man. Y'all don't see enough work out here to do? When you think, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to shout out my brother, one of my brothers in Israel. I was going to say his name, and I'm going to decide not to. A brother gave me some real good advice one time. Real good advice. You know how you see something on social media, or you see something on Facebook or YouTube? What's your first reaction when you see something when it's about you, or you perceive it's about you? What is your first human reaction? Your first human reaction when you see something that's wicked, especially if it's about you, is to respond immediately. That's your first thought, right? The brother told me this. He said this to me. He said, Danyaahla, if you see something on YouTube that bothers your spirit or makes you angry, especially if it's about you and it's not true, he said, I want you to do this for me. He said, I want you to turn your phone off, put it down for like 3 hours, right? And after 3 hours, turn your phone back on and see if you have the same spirit. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that. And the brother was right. Because after a while of a couple of minutes or hours of you thinking about something, you begin to ask yourself, is this person even worthy of me answering them? Most likely they're just probably just trying to get my attention. That's all it is. They're probably just trying to get my attention. Nobody watches their videos. Nobody watches their channel. They're probably just trying to get my attention. They want attention. They want to start an argument. You know what I'm saying? So let me just go ahead and ignore them. That's the thought that comes after you when you take time to think about it. When you take time to reflect. That's right, Nehemiah Israel. When you take time to reflect, 9 out of 10 times, you don't do what you would do if you act upon impulse. And that's why we as Israelites, we don't act upon impulse. We shouldn't act upon impulse. Warrior Lord, I know, I see your comment. You telling me that you want me to block the brother, but I'm gonna let him. And I understand. I apologize that it's, you know what I'm saying, that it's affecting a lot of y'all brothers and sisters in the comment board. But he can go ahead and say what he got to say, because he's talking about me. He's not talking about y'all. So what I'm telling y'all, and I want y'all to really stay with me for a second. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly why I'm doing the video that I'm doing. Right? What I'm saying is that I'm going to allow him to say whatever he's saying, whether it be good, bad, in between. I'm going to allow everybody that wants to make a response video to this to make a response video to that's fine too. And I'm not going to respond because I'm trying to show you brothers and sisters that have a little less time than me in Israel. I'm trying to show y'all how it is that we need to deal with each other, man. How it is we need to deal with each other, and how Yahushua dealt when he was falsely accused, when things were said that wasn't supposed to be said to him, how he dealt. If he could do it, I could do it. If he could do it, I could do it. It's that simple. So basically, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take low, right? Is there not scriptures that speak about taking low, even when something is said about you that's not true, even when you're unjustly accused? Most High says take low. I know how to do that. I've been around a long time, family. Like I said before, when I was in them councils at One West, we had to stand up in front of the whole nation, and it was no fun to have the elders coming down on you like a ton of bricks, especially when they was getting on you about something that wasn't true, that you didn't do. It was no fun. If I could deal with that, I could deal with somebody coming on the comment board. If I could go out in the highways and the byways, if I could go back on the highways and the byways and deal with our people that hate us, I don't mind a little bit of heckling on YouTube. I don't mind it. I don't mind brothers making videos. I understand why brothers make videos. Some of the same brothers that have made videos about me on YouTube, some of y'all brothers were watching me when you first came into the truth. Some of y'all were watching me. So that's okay. It's all right. It's okay. And you don't know me. How long, let me ask y'all a question. How long was the narrative on YouTube that I was teaching that Cornelius is Edomite. How long was that going on? Y'all know how long that we haven't taught that? But when it was going on, I didn't say nothing. Because I said if anybody is sincere, two things is going to go on. Either they're going to come ask me, or they're going to go look for my videos. That's what they're going to do if you're sincere. But if you're not sincere, you're going to turn the camera on and make a video because that's what you heard. That's what you heard. You understand what I'm saying to you? I apologize because people's like, yo, get back on topic. So I'm going to get ahead and get back on topic. I've been on this way longer than I should have been. Excuse me, family. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm still going to camp. We're still going to do our thing for the Most High. So yeah, back to the subject at hand. The subject at hand is that I'm a victim in my past of having been brought up on charges in councils, major councils in front of everybody, of things that are not true. Let me say one last thing, right? Okay, and I'm gonna get back to the history. Brother, you do realize that my channel on YouTube has been taken down or struck down at least 4 times. A lot of subjects that you asking me about, I have videos on them and those channels were struck down. Is it my fault now that if you're looking for a video you can't find it? Does that mean that I didn't teach, that I didn't do a lesson on it? Is it my fault? You said I do a lot of teaching on history. Don't you realize that some of my history videos been struck down too? Some of my history videos been struck down too. And in time, I'm going to have to circle back and do a whole history lesson on stuff that I already taught. So in time, I'm going to have to circle back and do a whole nother lesson on Cornelius, even though I had one already and it got struck down. In time, I'm going to have to go back, circle back and do a whole lesson on the Mark of the Beast because that video was struck down. I don't have a problem with doing those videos. That's not my point. My point is right now, why the Most High has me doing what I'm doing is because the Bible itself, the whole book, is under attack for being false, being plagiarized, all that stuff like that. The book is under attack. So I'm defending the book because there's enough brothers that's teaching there's enough brothers that's teaching about the Mark of the Beast. Not to say that I can't do a lesson, but there's enough of y'all doing that. There's enough brothers teaching about Cornelius, so forth and so on. Not to say that I can't do that too, but the book is under attack. And all praise to the Most High, I know history. I know a lot of history. So the Most High uses me to use this wisdom that I've accumulated over the last 26 years to go and defend the scriptures. Defend the history. Defend the translation. Defend the men that translated the Bible, so forth and so on. That's what I'm doing. It doesn't take away from my lessons. I still do them, brother. I still do classes, brother. I have classes all the time. Sometimes they're on YouTube, sometimes they're not. I'm going to tell you something too, man. YouTube was founded in what year? Who knows? YouTube was founded in what year? Who knows? If I'm not mistaken, y'all can correct me. YouTube was founded in 2007. It was founded in 2007. Prior to 2007, how was the word disseminated? The word was disseminated either, I'm going to tell you how the word was disseminated back in the days. We used to make DVDs. Before we made DVDs, we used to make VHS tapes. So if you wanted the breakdowns from the elders or the generals, whatever like that, you'd have to get the DVDs or the VHS tapes. The second way the word was disseminated was through public access television. And not everybody had public access television. And the third way the word was disseminated back in the days was street teaching. Not all camps in the 90s or the early 2000s had video cameras. Y'all do realize that, right? Why am I saying all this? This is all important. This is all important. So now, back in the days, how did you prove whether brothers was teaching or not teaching? You couldn't. You couldn't. Because you had camps that was on the street that did not have a camera, but they was out there. They was out there doing the Most High's work. So now, because we have this YouTube thing, Now the new thing is that if you can't see it, that means that I'm not doing it. That's a new spirit, and I get it. That's the new wave. I get it. But now I'm giving away my age. I'm older. I'm in my 40s. I came to this truth when I was 19 years old. So I still got some of them old ways in me. Well, I do classes. Sometimes I film my classes. Sometimes I don't. Oh, right, Nehemiah. I forgot. That's number 4. Cassette tapes. Right. Cassette tapes. Sometimes I film my classes. Sometimes I don't. I got to get better at that. How about that? How about I admit that to y'all brothers and sisters? I got to get better at that. I got to get better at doing lessons where I actually videotape them and put them up instead of just sometimes just doing lessons and that's it amongst my camp or the people that come on my online classes or the people that come on the phone calls that we have. A lot of times that stuff is not videotaped. A lot of times it's not recorded. I got to get better at that. I got to get better at that because I do need to put more videos out where more people have access to it. So I'm going to take that correction, brother. How about that? You told me do more videos. I'm going to take that correction and do more videos videotaped. I'm going to do that. But don't make no assumptions that I don't do videos and I don't teach, brother. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. And certain lessons or topics that I teach, the reason why I make sure that it definitely gets filmed is because I know that nobody else on YouTube has a lesson like that, which a lot of it has to do with the history. So I make sure I put that out there for you brothers and you sisters that may not have time to read the books I read, so that if somebody comes up to you and asks you a question, you'll be able to answer the question without having read the books because I gave you the information. I'm going to give you an example. And now I'm just going way past, right? I was on a video on YouTube and somebody came into the chat, right? I know what camp it was, but I'm just not going to say. I'm not going to say. I was watching a video on YouTube, right? By the way, it's 139 people in here. So I'm asking you brothers and sisters that's in here, that's listening to me break down the history and all that and ramble on before I go to camp. Now talking to y'all, I ain't gonna have no voice when I go to camp. Somebody asked me if I'm at work. This is what I have 2 jobs. This is I shouldn't even say it, right? This is the place where I work, but I'm not working. Basically what this is, and I'm giving y'all some personal information, but it ain't nothing, right? One of my little part-time jobs that I do is I work at a drawbridge, right? So when the oil tankers come through, they have to go. There's an oil refinery right here behind the bridge. So the oil tankers come through and bring the home heating oil to the refinery so that the trucks could come and bring it to the people, blah blah blah, whatever. So there's basically like a little booth or whatever you want to call it here at the oil refinery, right? The oil refinery where we open up the bridge. I could come here when nobody's here. So sometimes I come here like when I need to study, when I need alone time, when I need to study or do certain things, I can actually come here and get some solace because y'all can see nobody's here. So I could come here and sit down and yell at the top of my voice and do all that stuff and nobody's here. I couldn't be on the live stream with y'all for an hour if I was working. So I'm here where I work, but I'm talking to y'all. And as I keep mentioning, I'm about to go to camp. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm here, just so y'all know. But yes, I do work here, but am I working right now? No. Okay. Back to, okay, Elder, I heard you. I got you. All right. Back to what I was talking about before. So I was on another camp's video. I'm not going to say which one. And somebody came in the comment boards on somebody from the camp's video, this other camp, and I guess the reader and the speaker in the video, they were reading out the book of Psalms, right? They were reading out the book of Psalms. And the person came in the chat and they said, William Shakespeare wrote the book of Psalms, right? And they said that William Shakespeare encoded his name into Psalms 46. How many of y'all have heard that before? If you heard that before, hit the number 1 on the comment boards. If you heard that before, hit number 1, let me know. So y'all heard that before, right? Okay. How do you answer that? Because the word shakes does appear in Psalms 46. And the word spear does appear in Psalms 46. Now, one brother on the comment board, I agree with you, said that sounds silly. You're right, but that's not an answer. And so we all know, because we're in the truth, we're in the know. So we all know, of course that's silly and it's stupid. But I'm going to tell y'all something. Prior to me being an Israelite, ghetto scholarship like that, I would eat that up. You know why? Because it sounds good. And they even have identified the word shakes in one verse and the word spear in another. So it sounds good. So I saw that comment on the brother's video. I was waiting for somebody from the camp to come on the comment board and respond to the comment. That shit sat there for months. And so I asked myself, I said, I wonder if brothers really know, okay, yes, it's stupid. Yeah, we can laugh at the person that come and ask that. But I asked myself, do brothers know how to answer that? Do you know how to answer that? And I realized, most likely, no. So that's why I said what I said before. There's certain lessons that I go into, especially in history, that I go into because I know there's nothing else like it on YouTube, and I know brothers need that. Yes, I can do another lesson on the mark of the beast. Yes, I'm going to do another lesson on the mark of the beast. Absolutely. Yes, I'm going to do another lesson on Cornelius. Absolutely. Absolutely. But this information is needed as well. Okay? So, when you do your research, I'm just going to give y'all a little bit of the answer. When you do your research, the book of Psalms was translated by William Alexander. He worked on the book of Psalms. So what happened was that in the beginning, when the Bible was being translated, King James kept the book of Psalms back at first. I'm going to give y'all the source in a minute. This is what I'm saying. Like, this stuff y'all need. If somebody comes up, you could be able to answer it yourself. When the Bible was being translated, when they agreed to translate the Bible, King James kept back the book of Psalms. Why? The history shows that he knew or he believed he was a direct descendant of King David. That's for another time. When you understand the way that he was raised, part of the curriculum that he was raised under, like here in America, when you go to school, they teach you reading, writing, and arithmetic. That's the basic curriculum. Back in those days, when you were raised up under tutors, there was a certain curriculum. One of the curriculums that you needed to learn was you learned how to speak Greek and write Greek. You learned how to speak Hebrew and write Hebrew. That was part of your curriculum. So he had a rudimentary or elementary understanding of speaking Greek and some Hebrew. You guys can look this up yourself. So the book of Psalms, he endeavored in the beginning to try to translate it himself. And he hired a man by the name of Sir William Alexander. This is history. Now, William Shakespeare was dead before they ever got to Psalms 46. So that, if you go and you look at what year William Shakespeare died, he was dead by the time they got to Psalms 46. I can show you all this. I have videos on this stuff. He was dead by the time they got to Psalms 46. So this is the reason why you might hear the name William Shakespeare. The reason why you hear the name William Shakespeare when it's attributed to the book of Psalms is because the person that actually was involved in assisting the translation was a guy by the name of William Alexander. That was the guy. There's a book you can get called The Cradle King. And in that book, The Cradle King, the guy goes into that whole history, which a lot of you have never heard, and gives you the whole breakdown and the rundown of what that is, and breaks it down where the confusion comes in with the name William. You see what I'm saying? So when I saw that on the comment board, and I'll go another time, I actually have a video already on that, but Part of the video got deleted by YouTube. They deleted it. It was on one of my channels, and they deleted like part 1, but part 2 is still there. Okay? So I saw this on the comment board on one of the brothers' videos, and so I went in and I explained it to the person that asked the question, and then I had did a video on it, and I gave that person the link to it at the time because I saw it was necessary. And that's my point. That's my point. You see what I'm saying? So when we get into this whole thing, now I'm gonna deviate back to the whole camp thing. If it wasn't for the elders, I wouldn't have been into the history. I didn't learn the history the way that I learned it because a lightning bolt came from the heavens and hit me on the head and gave me this information. I learned a lot of the history from the elders, and I added on to it myself. And there's things that I know now that I didn't get from them, but the foundation was laid for me to know this history from camps. Period. If you believe King James was a black man, you didn't get that on your own. You got that from camps. And I could go into 100 different doctrines that you got from camps, because only certain camps teach certain doctrines. So we have to give the camps credit for the good that they do, because they're not all out here just doing evil. And I'm somebody that I mentioned before, I'm a victim of things having been done to me when I was a part of certain camps. But all I did was I extricated myself from the situation, and I told myself, you know what? I'm going to do better. If I ever end up in a position of leadership, I'm going to do better than what my other elders did. And I'm going to have men around me that's going to hold me accountable, other elders that's going to hold me accountable, and I'm going to hold them accountable. That's called a balance of power, which there was amongst the apostles. There was that. And that's what we did. You see? So no, not all camps are bad, brothers and sisters, man. We got to stop that spirit, man. There has to be balance. If camps are not for you right now, then it's not for you. It's just as simple as that. What do I tell you? Keep the Most High's commandments to the best of your ability, man. Do the work. Don't fall out. If you feel yourself getting weak, then you need to go congregate. If you find yourself not keeping the commandments, you need to go congregate. You might need that. Because there's strength in that. That's what I tell brothers in my camp. There's strength in that. You out here and the whole world is beating you down. And then we go amongst the brothers, man, and that just being around first of all, you're around people that don't think like you all week. I'm around the Christmas spirit all week. If I go into a store, they're playing goddamn Christmas carols. Cars driving by, playing goddamn Christmas carols. I'm at my job, playing goddamn Christmas carols. I turn on the radio, they're playing goddamn Christmas carols. Christmas posters everywhere, Christmas lights everywhere, trees every goddamn where, white Santa every goddamn where. I'm around it all the time. And when you try to explain the truth about Christmas to our people, they look at you like you're crazy. What are you talking about? I'm just doing it for the kids. And they want to separate their company from you. And sometimes when you by yourself, after a while, you get beat down. And having a body of brothers and sisters that you can congregate with, that you can build with, rejuvenates you. So sometimes being a part of a camp is a good thing. Having like-minded brothers that think like you, that rejuvenates you. Having other brothers that break down scriptures, the same scriptures you might break down, but they might break it down in a way where they bring something out to even bring more light on it, where you can learn from them like, damn, I said it that way. I never broke it down that way. I'm going to use that. Building with each other. Feeding off each other. That's what we're supposed to do, man. That's the purpose of congregating. But amongst the congregation, there is going to be a hierarchy. And that's a misconception a lot of brothers don't understand. I understand that there have been positions, and again, I keep saying it happened to me. There have been brothers in positions when I was a younger man in the truth that abused their power when it came to me, right? But nonetheless, the scriptures speak about a hierarchy. There has to be, because there has to be order. First of all, if you don't have order, you have chaos. Everybody's going to be self-willed and do what the hell they want to do. Certain brothers, especially young brothers, they need guidance. They need boundaries. They need that. But now you as a leader in that position, that is not your opportunity to take advantage of that brother because you're in a position where you're kind of like an elder or a mentor or a leader over that brother. What you're supposed to be doing is building that brother up to be leaders. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And I'm speaking specifically to brothers that's in leadership positions. What you're supposed to be doing is building other brothers up to be leaders. Because the Most High is looking for 144,000 leaders. I feel good when I go to camp and somebody comes up and asks a question that years ago I would have to jump in and interject and take it over, especially if it's a history question. I have to jump in and interject and take it over. Now, brothers in my camp, they done heard me say things so many times. I sit back and I listen to them and they be breaking the stuff down like, dang, yeah, that's good. Now I ain't got to say nothing. Now I don't got to say nothing. Because now that brother has it, now he can give it to somebody else. He's not just parroting me, but he's giving the source. He's going into it. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Period. You know? Now, one of my brothers said, I am my own camp, Yahweh Shah is the camp. Well, the nation of Israel is the nation, right? And a camp is nothing, a camp is, you know what I'm saying? Like one of the brothers said to me the other day, which I agree with, right? He said sometimes we use the word camp out of context. We should say congregation. And when you read in the New Testament, there were different congregations. When you read in the New Testament, the letters, the epistles were written to different congregations. And when you read Revelation, the 2nd chapter and the 3rd chapter, there were different congregations, and all of them had leaders over them. And all the churches, with the exception of one, was doing something wrong. All of them. Most High, Christ had something against all the churches except for one. So it's not a matter of there doesn't need to be congregations. There's always going to be congregations. You're always going to have brothers that might be in one state that's together, and they get together and they start doing the work. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you in a camp, but you don't even know you in a camp. What do I mean by that? You have certain brothers and sisters that get together and do Bible study. Y'all might get together once a week, whether it's in person or some of y'all set up those little like 800 numbers where you can have like a conference call, the free conference call numbers. Don't you know if you get on the phone 2 and 3 times a week or once a week or whatever with the same brothers and sisters and y'all going over scriptures, don't you know that y'all are camp? You're a camp. Y'all are fellowship and doing the same thing the camp does. Same thing. And usually there's one person teaching the class. That's the same thing the camps do. So if you have a problem with the word camp, then use the word congregation. There's nothing wrong with having congregations in Israel, and you're going to have them. What needs to happen in Israel really is that the people that's running these congregations deal with the people justly, and that's across the board. And also, we need to teach our men to deal with other men in other congregations justly. That's what we need to do. And then Israel will have a better reputation amongst each other. And then the camps won't have such a bad reputation. Because right now, the camps have a bad reputation, and a lot of it is self-inflicted. That's what I keep saying. And it's sad. And then people that's not in camps, some of y'all are just as divisive. Just as divisive. If I post something on social media that you don't agree with, you're the first one to jump in my comments or jump in my inbox and start talking some stuff, and you're not a part of no camp, but you're still being divisive. You're still being. I'm looking at arguments on YouTube. That's why, listen, I came up with that name, Individualites, and I have another name that I call certain people on social media. I call y'all Arguelites. Arguelites. Somebody posts something, and I'm looking, and like 4 hours later, there's 500 comments. Like a daggone comment Royal Rumble. And half the people on the comment boards is not in camps. And you being just as divisive, just as negative, just as everything that you complain about. Because we as a nation, we got a problem. We have a problem as a nation, period. It's not just the camps. Because some of us have not fully repented yet, period. Some of us have not examined ourselves yet, period. And that's why we have these problems. And it's going to happen no matter what. It's going to continue to happen. It happened during the time of all the prophets. It happened during the time of all the apostles. What makes us different now? what makes us different now? See, my brother Byron Israel Smith, I'm going to address you, right? You said camps are the problem. Don't you think that that's a blanket statement? Because I'm going to ask you a question, right? I'm going to use, since I'm talking and you made the comment, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to use my camp. What's the problem with my camp? Lions of Israel. What's the problem? Put it in the comment boards. What's the problem? Because, see, that's a blanket statement. You can't do that. What's the problem? What do we do? What do we do to Israel? What do we do to anybody? What's the problem? Camps are not the problem. Sometimes you have individuals in the camp, that's the problem. And you might have an individual that's in a position of leadership. That's a problem. But camps are not the problem. Congregations are not the problem. We got to stop saying it. That's why I got this video. That's why I named it what I named it. Because I think that a lot of brothers, and I'm not really, brother, I'm not really getting on you particularly, but what I'm saying is that I think a lot of brothers and sisters that had problems with camps, I think you're going too far to the extreme. Because you may have had a problem in a camp, and because you may have known of somebody that had a problem with another camp, then you jump to the conclusion that we're all the problem. But I'm telling you, I've been in camps that have been very problematic myself. I'm a victim of that. But I'm also telling you, I strived, along with the other brothers in my camp, the other elders, the captains and the officers, we have strived to build something that alleviates some of the problems from before. So we're trying to do better. We ain't perfect, but we're trying to do better. And that's really all you could do. Okay, so let me see what you said. You said what I'm saying is that camps are acting like a gang. Well, see, wait a minute. Damn, it should just disappear from my screen. Hold up a second. Now, Brother Byron, I understand what you're saying. You're saying camps are the problem because a brother told you he moved up. Some of the camps are moving like, well, you said camps are moving like gangs. Especially here in New York, there was a brother that moved up from down south, and I guess he tried to greet one of the brothers from the other camps, and the brother basically treated him like, you know, whatever, like treated him real bad. So I'm going to ask you again, right? Can anybody say my camp did that? I'm talking about New York camps now. Can anybody say that Lions of Israel, when you came up, no matter what camp you're in, we did that? We're in New York. Can anybody say that AOC did that? No. Can anybody say that House of Israel was the Bakken brothers? Can any of y'all say that you ever went and spoke to the brother, he didn't salute you because you're not his camp? Nope. I know these brothers, so I'm going to speak for them. We're all in New York. Can anybody say the House of David did that? Nope. Nope. How about 14th Street Israelites? Nope. I know these brothers. None of those camps do that. So that's why I asked you when you say camps, I understand your frustration. And that's why I said a lot of the camps, what's going on is self-inflicted. I agree. I agree. But I'm showing you the converse side, the other side. I just named you 5 or 6 camps here in New York that don't do that. So what I'm saying to you is I want to get away from this thing where camps are bad because that is spreading. Have y'all not seen, somebody just said it on the comment boards, True Justice 1. Brother Byron, have you not seen the unity camps that we've done? Maybe you haven't. I don't judge you. Maybe you haven't. Have you not seen the unity camps that we've done? Have you not seen that we set up what's called the Maccabeestv Alliance Council, where there's 7 camps in the Maccabeestv Alliance Council? Have y'all not seen that? That's why I said to you, we're trying to be the change in Israel that we wanted to see and that y'all want to see. We're trying. But y'all got to give us some credit. Thomas Smith, my question is going to be to you now. You said camps act like they're the only ones that has the truth. So the word camps, again, is all-encompassing. So are you saying that we're all doing that? Are we all doing that? All right, that's good, Byron. As you said, you've seen the unity camps amongst the New York camps. So what I'm saying to you, I just want you to think, brother. All I'm asking you to do is to think. Think, right? Just think. Before you say all camps are bad, you admit that you see unity camps here in New York. So maybe you just want to say some camps, because I know you speak of you speak of particular camps. That's what you're doing. But what's happening is the narrative is spreading that we're all bad. I don't accept that because I'm in a camp. I don't accept that because I'm in a camp. I don't accept that because I'm a leader of a camp. And I'm also a part of a unity organization in Israel. And I support the other unity organization in Israel, which is the Mashara Yasha'Allah. These are unity organizations in Israel, and I support them. So brothers is out here doing the right thing. We got to get away from this whole thing, because me personally, and like I said, I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this video. That's okay. I'm going to continue doing the work while y'all hating. But I want to get away from this narrative that camps are bad. When you brothers and sisters have a problem, state the camp you have a problem with and say it. Because we all are not out here doing the same thing, bro. We're not. I'm not. And I'm super visible. You all see me. You all see me. I'm not hard to find. I've been in Israel 26 years. Hey, Byron, you don't have to apologize. Listen, Lord, you don't have to apologize, brother. I just wanted to come to an understanding. I'm not mad. It's all good. It's all good, brother. This is why I'm doing the show. This is why. Because I know that sentiment is out there, and I want to talk to y'all. I've been in Israel 26 years. Aside from people attacking me because they made it, you're not teaching this doctrine, not teaching that doctrine, whatever like that, what have y'all heard about me in Israel? Y'all heard anything about adultery? No. Y'all heard anything about me mistreating brothers? No, in 26 years. You don't hear nothing about me. Y'all don't hear it. I'm not patting myself on the back, but I'm telling you, you don't hear it. You know why you don't hear it? Because it was done to me. So I'm striving not to do it to y'all. And that's why I go so hard to say, you ain't going to throw me in this whole thing about all camps are bad. No, that's not true. Struggle Zone, I'm going to tell you the same thing. You can save that question for another video. You're going to ask me about Jabari. We're not talking about Jabari right now. We're not talking about Jabari right now. Okay, only truth, OTT. You wasn't supposed to put my age on the comment board, brother. Oh, my God, man. I can't believe it, bro. I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it, bro. I got brothers that I came up with in Israel that, you know what really tells you when you're starting to get old? I mean, I'm not old, like, your 40s not old. You know what tells you when you're starting to get old? I got brothers that I came up with, right? Is I remember when they first had their kids, right? And now their kids are grown with their own kids. That's when you know you're starting to get up there. You know what I'm saying? When dude is towering over you, kids will tell you when you're starting to get old. They'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? So as I look at the brothers that had children, you know what I'm saying, that, when I was 21, 22, we was coming up, and they got children that's grown out of, that tells me I'm getting up there, man. I'm trying to fight it, y'all. I go to the gym, I work out, I try to eat, somewhat healthy. I'm trying to fight it, man. I'm trying to fight it. But you only can fight Father Time, but for so long. You dig? You know what I'm saying? My son is going to be 19 next year. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I put in time, man. I put in some pain. Right? There's a video of me. Some of y'all saw it, some of y'all didn't see it. And I haven't really released a lot of old videos. There's a video of me from 97 on my channel, Yahweh's Witnesses. And I have like a side-by-side with me from all the way back then when I was like 21, 22. And I have a side-by-side with myself pretty much from now. So, yeah, I put in a lot. It's a long time, man. It's a long time. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I don't want to really deviate from, what I was talking about. So I'm glad that brother Byron, if you're still in the chat, I'm kind of glad that you said what you said, because it gave me a chance to really, interact with you and say what I need to say. There's a lot of good camps out here. I know. I do unity camps with these brothers. I don't just speak to the leaders, but I speak to actual men in the camp. And basically, the scriptures tell us in the Apocrypha, as the ruler, I'm paraphrasing, as the ruler of a city is, so is the inhabitants thereof, right? So you could kind of tell what type of leadership that men are under by the men themselves. So I don't just talk to the leader, but I talk to the men. And you can tell by the mentality of the men what's being taught or what's being told to them. So I don't want y'all brothers and sisters judging me based on what I tell y'all. Talk to brothers that's in my camp and see if they salute you or not. See if they talk to you or not. See if they treat you like a brother or not. Because that will reflect on what I told them. That'll reflect on what the other elders told them. Just talk to them and see. That's all you got to do. And then you're going to be able to realize that narrative about all camps being bad, that needs to be done away with. And one video is not going to do it. What I'm telling you is, like I said earlier in the video, and I know a lot of y'all, it was way less of y'all in here. It was 50 people in here when I said a lot of the things earlier, so I'm kind of repeating myself now. I have brothers in my camp that swore to me up and down. I don't want to say swore. The Bible says don't swear. I'll use a different word and say they proclaimed up and down, right, that they would never join another camp after a bad experience that they had at One West. They absolutely proclaimed they would never, ever join another camp, and those brothers are in my camp now. Not because we twisted their arm, but because they just hung around. And the more they hung around was the more they was like, you know what? Y'all are all right. Y'all are all right. And that might happen to some of you brothers and sisters that say that you're not in the camp right now. Maybe you just haven't found the right brothers and sisters to congregate with. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Lions of Israel don't beg nobody no members, man. We don't beg nobody. We're not looking to have a whole lot of people in a big mega camp. We're not looking for that. The Most High is going to lead you to where you need to be. And I always tell brothers, go wherever you're going to be most effective doing the work. If you're going to be most effective in a particular camp, go there. If you're a part of Lions of Israel and you see that there's another camp somewhere else that you feel like you could be more effective over there, then go over there. Nothing wrong with that. But go where you're going to be effective and do the work. Don't sit on the sidelines and talk about camps this and camps that when it was camps that woke you up. The Most High did not come off his throne. Not one of you brothers and sisters that's watching this video or in the comment boards, the Most High did not come off his throne and wake none of you up. None of you. Every last one of you was taught something you know was taught to you by a man that was in a camp or in a congregation or whatever the hell you want to call it. Something you know. So therefore, there's a purpose for brothers. Okay? Give me 1 second. Pardon me, like I said, I'm a little under the weather. There's a purpose for brothers. I got what I needed being a part of One West. And even with, I'm going to tell y'all something, man. Y'all hear a lot of stories, man. There was way more good than bad. Let me say that. Let me say that as well. There was way more good than bad. Yes, I had bad experiences. Yes, there were things that were done to me that wasn't right. But there was way more good than bad. That trooper program was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I know all other brothers that I speak to all the time, we all say the same thing. All the brothers that's still around. The trooper program at One West was the best thing that ever happened to me. Period. They put us through 2 years of absolute torture and hell, and I appreciate everything I am today. I wouldn't know the things I know today if they didn't do that. That was a beautiful foundation that was laid by the elders, particularly Marshall, because the trooper program was his idea. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. That was where my foundation for history and the Hebrew and learning the order of the service, how to do the Passover, the Sabbath service and all the other things, the breakdowns and everything else. That's where we learned that. It was the best. That's what I needed. Some of you brothers and sisters, you say, well, I don't need that. Maybe you don't, but part of the reason why you don't need what I needed when I was coming up is because you have YouTube. That's why you don't need it. Because you could turn on YouTube at your convenience and type in the search bar for whatever topic that you want to know about or learn about and watch it, write your notes down, and now you got it. When I came up, there was no YouTube. So if I wanted to get it, I had to go either where the camp was or I had to go to the school to get it. That's the way it was. It wasn't microwave made the way it is for a lot of you brothers and sisters now today. That doesn't make you any less. It doesn't make you any less. But the camps served a purpose, and they did a good job in a lot of ways. And a lot of brothers and sisters are now balanced. You don't speak about the good that the camps did. You only want to talk about what you see bad going on now. As though these things are not going out. You have Israelites right now that's doing all types of wickedness that's not in camps. Like I said, there was a brother out here that right now is doing time for being a child molester, and he wasn't in no camp. He was a hanger around of camps. And I met that brother at a few events. Coming on trial, he came and came up to me and took a picture with me in the whole nine. I met the brother. Who knew at the time when I'm meeting the brother for the first time that later on I'm going to see on the internet that the brother is a daggone child molester? I didn't know that. And he was an individualite. So like I said, man, the problem is not with the camps, it's with the people. That's pretty much it, y'all. That's pretty much it, man. You can take what you want to take from the video. You can leave it. I'm just reading some of the comments. Just give me a second. That's okay. Yasar Yahawada, do you see what I'm talking about? Hopefully y'all can see the brother's comments, right? Did I not answer that question before he asked me if I'm working right now? I thought I answered that. If you get it, see, that's another problem with Israel. I don't know whether the brother's in camp, he's not in camp. That's another problem with Israel. Why is Israel always making assumptions? Okay, brother, I respect that. You said you just asked him. Okay. Now I know one of the elders in my camp, one of my fellow elders told me not to give too much information. If you didn't, you're gonna have to rewind and watch what I said earlier, so I'm gonna give a little more abbreviated. This is where I work, but I'm not working. Where I work, I have the keys here. I can come in anytime. I have the liberty to come here anytime I want. I've been on a chat with y'all for an hour and a half. So I ain't working. I've been on the chat with y'all for an hour and a half now. I can come here whenever I want. As long as there's not somebody else on shift, I have the keys. I can come here whenever I want. So yes, this is the place where I work, but that's it. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing this work right now. That's what I'm doing. All right? I'm just reading. No, you saw. You don't have to apologize. You didn't ask the question in malice. I probably took it the wrong way when I first saw it. Because there's so much confusion on the comment boards right now. I probably took it, you know what I'm saying, the wrong way when I saw it. So you don't have to apologize to me, King. You were just asking a question. You came in late. So, you know, I appreciate that. I'm just reading the comments. Warrior Lord said, rest in peace, but lawyer, that's true. Somebody asked, do you know the brother from Judah teaches? Oh, are you talking about the tribe of Judah teach? That brother? You talking about him? I can't say. You have to understand, when we was at One West, there was so many brothers that it was really almost impossible for everybody to know everybody. It was a lot of brothers, right? So I may know the brother. I may have come across them in the school, because it wasn't like how schools are today. You might have 10, 20 brothers, 15 brothers, 10 brothers. You're talking about thousands of brothers, thousands and thousands and thousands of brothers that pass through the halls of the school, right? So there's a lot of brothers that I came across, that we spoke, that we met, that we crossed paths, whatever like that. Then there's brothers that I was really close to. So that brother, I may have met him, I may have spoken to the brother, but I don't remember him particularly. So I can't say that I know him, although we know of each other now, still, because I see what he's doing over there, and I speak to some of the people. I know he has a class outside of his YouTube videos. he has a class that he does on the Sabbath, and I know some of the people that's in his class, and sometimes, I relay messages to him through them, so forth and so on. So, yeah. Somebody asked me to talk about the 12 tribes chart. I'm going to be fair. I was just getting ready to start, ask what you want to know, but I'm going to be fair. I told other brothers, since the topic is not about other things today, it's about camps, that I wasn't going to deviate for them. So to be fair, it wouldn't be fair if I start talking about the 12 tribes chart, because then I'm showing favoritism to other brothers that was asking me about the mark of the beast. I told them I'm not answering that on this live stream. Somebody asked me about Jabari. I said I'm not going to talk about that on this live stream. So it's only right that I don't talk about that right now. But we can talk about that in another live stream. Like, if y'all want me to do another live stream sometime in the week, we can do that. And basically, I'll set up a live stream where y'all can ask whatever y'all want to ask. And we can do it that way. So if y'all want me to do something like that, let me know. Look at this dum-dum in the comment board. I know this is a white boy right here. King, can you tell me why the pharaohs were white with red hair? That's nonsense. That's nonsense. First of all, and I'm not even going into another topic right now, but first of all, there's no consensus amongst archaeologists and paleontologists and anthropologists that the mummies they found are the actual pharaohs. There's not even a consensus on that. Some archaeologists say it is, and others say it's not. So first you have to show me a pharaoh that there's a consensus that that's him, that had red hair, and then we could talk. All right? So I'll see you in about another 10 years. Don't come in here with that bullshit. We're talking family business in here. So if you're not I don't know if you're Israelite or not, King, but if you're not an Israelite, you need to exit stage left. This is family business right here. And if you're not an Israelite, you're not welcome. Okay, you said you're an Israelite, then you're welcome. But we're going to deal with the Kemetic stuff another time. All right? There's no consensus on the majority of the mummies of the pharaohs of Egypt. You can do your own research on that. There's no consensus. So they found somebody with red hair and said that's. I'm just throwing a name out there. There's no consensus on that. And that's not me going into another subject, because that's a quick answer. There's no consensus on that. All right. What time is it? Y'all done had me on here way longer than I wanted to be. It's all good. JH125. Yes and no. You asked me, do I have classes or lessons to study for brothers and sisters that's out of state? I mentioned before, and I'm going to mention again, that's one of my shortcomings. And just because I'm a teacher and a leader and a senior brother in Israel doesn't mean, like, I'm going to tell y'all my shortcomings, because y'all sure as hell tell me when, some of y'all, when I don't get back to y'all fast enough. That's one of my shortcomings. Yes, we do classes. Yes, we teach. But sometimes one of the things that I don't do is I don't record as much as I should. Why is it that way? Because I come from an era when I came into Israel where there was no recording. You just taught. That was it. You went out in the streets, you taught, you did class, that was it. And I still have some of that old, I don't want to say old man, some of that old, the way we did things, I still have that with me. Sometimes I feel like I don't have to film every damn thing. I don't have to prove to everybody that I had a class or I taught a lesson. No, I don't have to prove that to everybody. I don't. But at the same time, as one of the brothers in the comment boards pointed out, I need to feed the sheep. So I do. There's other people that need to be fed that I'm not feeding by not filming. So I'm going to take that correction. My YouTube page, brother, is Priest Danyaahla Uncut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that going forward, more of the lessons that I'm doing, and I was telling brothers in my camp this, even this week and last week, I'm going to make sure that more of the lessons and the teachings that I do are actually recorded on my YouTube channel, so that y'all could all get them. All right. So yeah, I do absolutely. Do me a favor, brother. Email me at Maccabeestv MACCABEESTV @gmail.com. I'm on my phone, so if one of my moderators, if y'all could just put that email address in the comments for me, that would be real helpful. I appreciate it. Email me at Maccabeestv, and I'll make sure that I send you the links for the classes when I put them up. All right? For the brother that asked me about brothers out of state. All right? Leroy Brown says, I have to push harder. You know what? Yup. Yeah, through LH125. Yeah, definitely reach out to me. Don't forget, King. Yeah, Lee, you said I have to push harder. Yup. What else can I say? I got to agree with you. I can't say no. You know why? Because we all can push harder. I'm definitely not doing enough. Because there's always more I could do. You damn right. Damn right, brother. I can't say nothing about that. But I promise you, what you see me do online is not all I do. Sometimes I think a lot of y'all brothers and sisters forget. When you have a congregation, the people that come into your congregation are coming in with all manners of issues and problems. So while I might want to do a lesson, while I might want to do a class, I might have to be having a marriage counseling a couple. I might have to have a counsel with brothers that are going through problems. Brothers is coming in with all types of problems. That's what people don't consider. There's a whole lot of work behind the scenes that when you're leading a camp or you're an elder in a camp that you have to do that y'all will never see. So I might have a desire to be doing more classes and stuff like that, but just as I'm about to do a class, I get a call that, I need to have a counsel. I need to have a counsel with my wife. I need to have a counsel with this brother because I have a problem. And we have to deal with those things. And so you, the brothers and sisters online that don't see this, don't get as many lessons as you may want. But that's because you don't understand what it is to lead yet. But I promise you, if you're ever in a position of leadership, you will understand. You will understand when your phone is ringing and you're dealing with all manners of problems that's just, taking you, having 3 and 4 hour conversations with brothers, counseling them, going in circles with them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't see that. And sometimes after you do that and you have a couple of those conversations, you're tired. And so you may have had it in your mind to go do a lesson, but you may not be able to get to that lesson today because you had to deal with other stuff. That's why we have other brothers in the camp, other captains, other elders, other officers that may not have to take care of what I have to take care of, and they do the class. That's how the elders before me did it. That's how they did it. And when you get into a leadership position, brothers and sisters, you'll understand. I can't. The Most High will show you better than I can tell you. Especially them damn marriage counselors. Especially them damn marriage counseling. Telling you, boy. Because when you do marriage counseling, y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn. When you start counseling couples and trying to make headway, before the family falls apart, so forth and so on. I'm telling you, and y'all know I ain't lying. I'm telling you, both parties come to the council with their ears stopped. They ain't trying to hear nothing. As far as they're concerned, the other person is the problem. And they're not budging. So you better prepare yourself, get yourself some food, get yourself some daggone water, because you're going to be there dealing with that a couple of damn hours. And you're lucky if after 2 or 3 hours you make a little bit of headway. That's the way it goes. And when brothers have problems with each other, he did it, he's wrong. You're on the phone for hours. Hours. Now, GMS rebuker and tempter. I know you to be a pretty sincere brother. I know you to be a pretty sincere brother. You know what I'm saying? You always chopped it up respectfully. So shout out to you, King. You're always respectful. So shout out to you. I don't curate the Lions of Israel street teaching page. I don't. Another brother in my camp does. You should be able to type in just the camp name into the YouTube search, and the street teaching videos should all come up. The latest ones. There's a brother in my camp doing it. As far as I'm concerned, what I know, the page is called Lions of Israel, or it might be Lions of Israel Camp, whatever like that. I don't control that page. Why? Because I do Maccabeestv, Maccabeestv 2, Sisters of the Maccabees, Priest Danyaahla Uncut, Healthy Hebrew Kitchen. I'm running all those channels. So that brother's doing that. So they're definitely there, brother. If you can't find it in your search, the next somebody just put something in the comment board. I don't know if that's the latest one or not. I'm not going to click on the link and mess up the live stream. That might, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that's the latest one. But we have a few street teaching camp pages, and then again, admitting my faults, I'm sitting on a ton of videos that I myself filmed with my camera that I never put out. And that's my shortcoming, because like you said, oh, no, Lawyer Khan, it's not Long Live Yahushua. Although there's some stuff on there, on the Long Live Yahushua page lately, that used to be my main page, and now I'm kind of sharing it with no, I know GMS Rebuke and Tempter. I know. That's why I said to you, I'm not sure exactly of what the page is. I believe you should be able just to put in Lions of Israel in the search. You put in Lions of Israel camp videos in the search, something should come up. But they're definitely there. If I can't give it to you now, then I'll give it to you next time, because I'm not the one that controls that page. You're right. Actually, the brother from my camp, I'll give it to you the next time if you can't find it. But put it in the search. It should come up. All right? Okay, so Ben put in something else. I'm not sure what that is either. No, King, I know you're not faulting me. I'm just letting you know. A lot of people are not really aware of the way that we do things in Lions of Israel. They're not aware. Because I'm really, for the most part, a lot of y'all know me. Y'all really don't know the other brothers as well. So y'all kind of be coming to my pages looking for the camp speakings, which is cool. So I'm just letting y'all know the camp speakings don't really be on my page. They be another brother's taking care of that. He puts the camp speakings on his page. But I am gonna start putting some more camp speakings on some of my pages, because I'm sitting on ones that we did months ago, and because of everything I have going on, I never get around to editing them. As I said, so many times during this live stream, I accept my flaws. I understand that I need to do, like one of the brothers said, the brother Lee. I need to push harder. I need to find an extra hour somewhere when I'm dead tired to upload some of these videos. I get it. I'm not perfect. None of us are. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I want y'all to understand. It's the whole purpose of this video, and I'm about to get out of here, that I'm a part of a camp, and I'm not perfect. I'm trying to strive to be as close to perfection as I can, but none of us are. So camps are not bad, all right? With that, I'm about to get out of here. I'm relatively certain there's going to be a shitload of videos where brothers is going to be getting at me for something I said that you didn't like, but that's okay. I anticipated that. That's okay. That's not going to deter me for what I'm doing, because at the end of the day, I know the Most High is moving me in the direction that I'm going. I know the Most High is using me to reach a lot of people. My inbox, I'm telling y'all, man, a lot of y'all brothers and sisters don't understand how many people have come to Israel because of some of the things that we do that's not conventional. Somebody just put in the comment boards, they need to see me back on Sonetta. I'll be on there soon. I have to do my rebuttal to Garfield. So I'll be on there pretty soon. That's another video that I haven't edited yet, right? You guys would be shocked how many people have come into the truth from seeing me on that platform. When many of y'all said that we need to stop going on there, we need to stop dealing with that brother, you would be shocked how many people have come into the truth, how many people are in my inbox that have come to being Israelites that saw me first on Sonetta. That's why I say sometimes I move in how the Spirit moves me, because I know sometimes brothers and sisters is not going to understand, because the Most High gave you something else to do. And you're looking over here and you're saying, well, why isn't he doing what I'm doing? Because the Most High got me doing what I'm doing, but we're all going in the same direction. It's all for the glory of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's what it's about. That's why I do what I do, you know? And so the Most High, I'll give you a quick story, right? What was it? I'm going to say 2015. It might have been 2016. 18. It might have been 2016. I went to the ISUPK's Passover. I was invited by Captain Tazariak, so I went. And Sonetta and Reggie were there too. And so I was like all the way on the other side of the room. And Sonetta saw me, and so he told me, yo, come over to the table where he was sitting at. So I went over to the table where Sonetta was sitting at, and I was chopping it up with him and Reggie. And one of the young brothers from the UPK walked up to Sonetta while I was standing there in my presence and said to Sonetta, yo, I want to thank you for putting the ISUPK on your channel, because if I didn't see them there, I would have never known about them. That's what he said, and I was standing right there. Some of y'all say we're not supposed to go on that channel, but the Most High raised up fruit out of that channel. That's, y'all just don't understand it, because you don't get the message. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. So sometimes I can't move how people want me to move. I got to move in the Spirit. And that's what I do. I move in the Spirit, you know. And if I do something wrong, the Most High will deal with me. The Most High will judge me. Hey, I see, I don't know, some of these comments, I don't know if they're directed towards me or if y'all arguing with each other. I don't know. Like I said, I got a name for some of y'all brothers and sisters. I call y'all Arguelites, man. Y'all love to freaking argue, man. Y'all love to freaking argue, bro. I don't know how some of y'all have the energy to do it. Like, I don't understand it, man. Y'all love arguing too much, man. Sometimes I just let somebody be right if you want to be right. DMG the Poet, shout out to you, King. Shout out to you. Thomas Smith said that Sonetta's biased. He is. He'll tell you that himself. But sometimes we focus on the wrong thing. It's not about him. It's about the people that watch the platform. Everybody that watches that platform is not asleep. Everybody that watches that platform is not asleep. There are a lot of people that watch that platform that's waking up. A lot of them. Y'all just don't know. I talked to the brother Divine Prospect, and he gave me a big number. I don't want to misquote him. He gave me a big number. Like more than 30 people that he teaches or fellowships with or breaks bread with or whatever, you know, whatever words he used that him on that platform that he deals with now. I've had the same conversation with Hashar. I had the same conversation with just about every one of us Israelites that have been on that platform. We all have the same story. Now, Lord, I know a lot of y'all brothers and sisters don't understand it, but not everything is meant for you to understand. The Most High moves different brothers and sisters in different ways. And as long as it's all to the glory of the Most High, as long as people are being edified and woken up, that's what matters. Now I want to speak about two more things real quick, and then I'm really going to go. The brother, Loikan, the brother's name is Ash Yasha'Allah. Ash Yasha'Allah. If you put his name into the into the search, it'll come up. All right, so Yasar, Howard, I'm going to answer your question, and then I'm going to mention one other thing, and I'm going to get out of here. You asked me what's my take on harsh language that's being used by the camps, right? You asked me what's my take on that. All right. Well, first of all, we're speaking of I'm talking about us now. We're speaking of bastardized language, right? Which is English, right? And so, being that English is a bastardized language, there's certain words in English that in modern times are considered to be profanity. Like the word ass. Let's start there. The word ass appears, I believe it's Isaiah 1 and 9, or 1 and 6, I believe it's 1 and 9. The word ass appears in Isaiah 1 and 9. Yet it's also considered in modern times to be a curse word. When I was coming up, if I said the word ass, my mother would smack me right across my face because it was considered a curse word. But my mother was a staunch Christian. So the word ass was actually in her Bible. But in context of today, it's considered to be a foul language. Right? The word fuck, F-U-C-K. How many of y'all know that the word fuck is an acronym? It is an acronym. Do y'all brothers and sisters know that? The word fuck is an acronym. It stands for fornication under the king's consent, or under the consent of the king. How many of y'all knew that? It was something that you would put out, like you ever see nowadays you have something called like a do not disturb sign, like, you know what I'm saying? You go to some place with your woman, you put a do not disturb sign on the outside of the door. There was something called fornication under the consent of the king. If you was dealing with a woman at court, a particular woman of a particular status, and you didn't have the king's consent, you could be put to death for that. So there was something that somebody would hang on the outside of their door that says fornication under the consent of the king. The king gave you consent to be doing whatever act that you were doing with that woman. You had the king's consent. That's what the word fuck is, an acronym. Yet today, it's considered to be foul language, right? So now to answer the question in a nutshell, the scriptures speak about speaking about your words being seasoned. Everything that's lawful is not expedient, right? Sometimes, depending on the situation, somebody might hear you, and because we are now in a modern mindset, they hear you use the word like ass, they use the word like fuck, they don't understand the things that we understand. So I always tell people, this is my personal, I'm not condemning nobody else. This is my personal. If I don't have to do it, I don't do it. Now, some of y'all, if y'all saw some of the old videos, the old Lines of Israel videos, especially when Bun Lawyer was alive, we was dropping F-bombs at camp. Like it was nobody's business. We was doing that, especially Bun. Y'all know that, especially Bun Lawyer. But as time went on, you know, we had a lot of councils within the camp, and we didn't say that it was the word, actually using the word as a sin, but we just felt as though sometimes people that's not knowledgeable about it don't understand. And us using the word, those words might turn somebody away that might have otherwise listened to the message. So we came up basically with our agreement that we would try our best not to use those words at camp. Like my brother GMS Rebuker Tempest said, it's new speech. It's new speech. Those words are really not bad words, but they're considered bad words in today's day and time. So we decided that we simply wouldn't use those words at camp to the best of our ability. We wouldn't use them because it offended people that didn't know better, and we, at the end of the day, we're trying to get a message out there. So we stopped using certain words. We stopped. We believe it wasn't expedient always to be dropping F-bombs just for the sake of dropping F-bombs, because we have a certain amount of knowledge and know what it is when our people don't know what it is. So that was something, a council that we took up within our camp. That's what we did. Okay? But you have other camps that still use it. Now, here's my thing with that, right? Here's my thing with that. Either something is a sin or it's not. The majority of people, and I'm not speaking to anybody that's watching the video, the majority of people, you use that speech amongst yourself and amongst your friends. And when you're laughing and when you're joking and whatever, you use that speech. But then when you start teaching, you don't use the speech. If it's a sin, it's a sin whether you're doing it in the privacy of your own house with you and your wife, or you hanging out amongst friends. If it's a sin, it's a sin. If it's not a sin, it's not a sin. It's up to you to decide if it's expedient to do it at camp. We decided it's not expedient to do it at camp. It wasn't a good look. And that came from us having counsel and some elders approaching us about it. And we weren't too big for our britches, even though we have our own camp. And these elders that came to us is not in our camp. But sometimes somebody can give you wisdom. And it took us a while because, like I said, at first, you go back to those old Lines of Israel videos on YouTube from 2008, 2009. We was dropping F-bombs like it was, we was doing a lot of things that we don't do no more. A lot of things. Y'all know that me and Bun Lloyd used to make videos cursing out everybody. Y'all remember that? Cursing out all types of camps. Y'all know that. What y'all don't know is that before Bun Lloyd died, he told me he was going to slow down on that. Because at the end of the day, just teach. Just teach. That's it. The Most High going to deal with everything else. And after he passed away, we continued that. Now, when something needs to be addressed, we address it. If it needs to be addressed. That's the way we're operating. So hopefully I answered your question. Jace Lover, I'll talk about that in another show because I'm trying to be fair to everybody. That I really haven't been answering questions that haven't pretty much been doing with the topic for the most part. I'm trying to pretty much stick with the subject. All right? So I'll do a show where I allow people to ask questions. Maybe I'll do a show. Maybe I know y'all will love this. Maybe I'll do a show, man. I'm going out. I'm supposed to be going to meet up with my brother Joel Benjamin later. Maybe I'll do a show where I invite Joel to interview me. I did a show like that on his channel. I never did one on Maccabeestv. I might. I don't know, because some of y'all are vicious, boy. Some of y'all are vicious. I might do a show where I allow Joel to interview me and put me on the hot seat and ask me questions. I might. But some of y'all are vicious, boy, I tell you. Y'all just waiting at a chance to get at me, man. Some of y'all don't wait. Y'all just come in my inbox and talk all types of shit. Some of y'all about to do videos on me after I do this. I already know they coming. You know what I'm going to do when you do a video on me? I'm going to laugh. Some of you Israelites are clout chasers. Some of y'all are clout chasers. I'm not saying I'm nobody. Let's get that straight. I ain't shit. I'm nobody. But brothers, no, I mean, most of y'all know that I have a certain tenure in Israel. So you want to get at me, you know what I'm saying, because you're going to get noticed that way. You know? That's okay. You do that. It's only going to work out if I respond to you. It's only going to work out if I respond to you. Chances are, you're going to do a video about me, and I'm well, first of all, chances are you do a video, I'm not even going to watch it. Some of the brothers that did videos on me think I've watched it. Not just the video about the Avengers thing, but other things. Some brothers have done videos on me. It'll pop up. I didn't even know it existed. It'll pop up in my timeline if somebody didn't send it to me. And some of y'all think that y'all done tore me up and I watched the video and I didn't. Because what that's going to do is that's going to take me out the spirit, right? Then that's even, you know what I'm saying, I'm a man at the end of the day, so I'm going to sit back and I'm going to be thinking about what you said. I'm going to get mad, like I said. I ain't got time for that. There's real work to be done. So I'm going to let you have that. I'm going to let you have that. If you believe that I teach Cornelius as an Edomite after all these years and you didn't even ask me, when I haven't taught that in over a decade, if you believe that, then you run with that. Why do I need to correct you? You didn't ask me. You didn't ask me. I don't need to correct you on that. You run with that. That's between you and the Most High. You know what the law says about bearing false witness, right? You better ask me before you make a show on it, because I'm gonna let you ride with that sin, and you're gonna have to talk to the Father about that one. Yeah. All right, so I see two questions there that are not really, I can answer these questions because they're pretty easy. One brother asked me, do I have old videos on Lawyer? I have a lot, a ton. I have videos that y'all have never seen of the elders, that y'all have never seen. My video collection is crazy. Some of the stuff is so old it's still on VHS. I just have to find the time and have the patience to, to make all that stuff digital so I can upload it. My spirit is willing. I want to do that for y'all. I don't want to just tell y'all what happened at the old school. I want y'all to see for yourself. I want to put the videos up. I don't want to tell y'all, what, but Lord, I want to put them up. But it's just sometimes the time, man, the time. I just don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Another brother asked me about the Aboriginals and Dane Calloway. I'll probably do something on that real soon. This whole notion that the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade didn't happen is absolute nonsense. It's absolute nonsense, right? And so I'm going to deal with that, right? Now, that's not to say that the brother doesn't have certain points in his teachings that I agree with. He has points in his teachings that I agree with. But I'm going to say this about Dane Calloway. And no disrespect to the brother, but I'm just going to say it. He did a video about the Israelites. The whole movement. Not one camp, the whole movement. And there was a lot of erroneous stuff in that video. A lot of erroneous information in that video. First thing I need to tell you, or I need to tell y'all that's watching this video, although Abba Bivens congregated with the commandment keepers, Abba Bivens knew he was an Israelite before he linked up with the commandment keepers. That's part of the story that they don't tell, and some of y'all don't know. He knew he was an Israelite before he dealt with the commandment keepers. The school of One West, the original school of One West at the actual address, does not come through the commandment keepers. That is a lie. There's a whole nother origin for this branch or this particular style or whatever you want to call it of being a Hebrew Israelite. It doesn't come from that. That's disinformation. And that's what happens when people make videos and they don't actually talk to people. You're going to websites and reading misinformation, or you're watching videos and listening to other people spew misinformation instead of talking to the brothers that actually went there. I sat at the feet of the elders of One West, and they told us the stories. Me and Baloy used to ride around with Masha in Amathia. May his spirit rest in peace. And may Baloy's also. Me and Baloy used to ride around in a van. Amathia used to ride Masha around in a van. And Masha used to have Baloy and me in the van. And Masha loved to tell stories. If you went to One West, if you don't know nothing else, you know Masha could tell a goodness gracious story. We would be sitting sometimes in them daggone councils or the Thursday night class during the trooper program was, Masha had Sundays. Shar had Thursdays. We used to sit in the class and Mo would go into them stories and they would be very long. So Masha liked to talk. Bless the elder, he liked to talk. All right? And he would talk about Bivens. And some of the things that Masha would say, I'm not going to repeat. Because I would need to talk to, because he talked about before One West, when he was under Bivens. All right? And he would say a lot of things. Some of which I'm not going to say, because it's not relevant to nothing. But what I am saying is that before somebody makes a video, at the least, a lot of the elders are still alive. Out of the 7, there's 5 of them still alive. And a lot of the people that they were students or knew them is still alive. So rather than make a video talking SHIT, why don't you ask? So that video that Dane Calloway made about the Israelites is full of erroneous stuff. He took a broad paintbrush and spoke about all of us and doesn't know what he's talking about. All right? Elohim Beats, I think you asked me a question and I just rambled on. I don't remember what you asked me. My bad. You want to ask me again before I get out of here? I don't remember what you asked me. Well, the Bible teaches regeneration, so do we. I'm waiting to see if Brother Elohim Beast wants to ask this question again. I'm just reading some of the comments. You know what? I don't. Some one of the brothers asked me, "Is MLK? Well, I guess it's Martin Luther King, a commandment keeper." I don't know. It's possible. There's some brothers out here that are really good experts on the commandment keepers' history. I'm not going to pretend like I am, because I wasn't a part of the commandment keepers. I know some things, but again, these things that I know, I read online. So I'm not going to speak about their history. I'm not going to speak about that. I'm going to speak about the history that I know from the camp that I was a part of. So I don't know if he was or he wasn't. He may have been. There was a lot of people that was part of the commandment keepers or affiliated with the commandment keepers. So it's part of it. Okay. Somebody asked, and again, I'm not going to get deep into this. Somebody asked where the slave ships are. You got to do some more research. Didn't they find slave ships that were underground, that had sank? There's very famous slave ships that had sank that they actually found. They're there. You just have to know where to look. They actually went down there, dove down there, took pictures of the thing in the whole nine. Go look it up. And some of the slave ships is also not really a good word, because some ships sometimes carry slaves and sometimes they carried cargo. Cargo ships are a better word. There's a lot of stuff we could talk about, but I really don't want to get into that right now. Because I'm trying to be as fair as I can and not go into anything that's not related to the topic at hand. And I'm just spending some time with y'all. Okay, it's hard for me sometimes. I'm seeing some of y'all comments. It's hard for me sometimes to know if y'all talking to me or someone else. So some of the comments, I'm just looking at them and I'm skipping them because I know y'all arguing with each other like crazy on here. So, you know, I'm just going to let y'all argue with each other if that's what you want to do. Most of the stuff that you guys are asking me about, I'll deal with on my teaching channel. Somebody asked me how General Hashar is doing. Hashar is good. Hashar is like me. When I say Hashar is like me, he's like me in this sense. Hashar is like me in this sense. Hashar is not really into the technical stuff. So he kind of relies on other brothers in his camp to upload videos. So a lot of you brothers, y'all want to see the brother online, but he'll tell me, if you ever meet him in person, he'll tell you, I'm not good with the technology stuff. I'm just not. But the brother's a beast. He's out there doing the Most High's work. Unfortunately, if you're not here in New York, you may not see it. But I know the Most High honors it because a lot of people have come into the truth through that brother's work and the work he's still doing. But we all could be better at uploading stuff. We all could be better. I tell him all the time that. And he corrects me where I need to be corrected also. You know what I'm saying? So the brother's doing well. The brother's doing well. All right? Hopefully we can convince him, I can convince him to put some more videos out, to come on Maccabees more. Like every time I ask him, yo, just do something on Maccabees, let the people know you're okay. He's like, nah, he don't like the camera. And you can't fault somebody that doesn't like being on camera because he comes up in the era I do where there was no cameras with teaching with all the camps. And that's just how the brother is. You can't be mad at him for that. You can't. There's enough brothers out here that's actually making videos and doing what they need to do. So the word is still going out and he's still teaching too. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we gotta, there's a lot of things that we have to get away from that. So, Elohim Beach, you asked me, do I watch Elder Tahar, right? You guys like to, y'all like controversy. And now I'm almost assuring myself that Tahar is going to do a video on me, but that's okay. I haven't watched any of Tahar's videos recently, right? I'm on record as having said this before. Tahar is one of my elders the same way Ariyah is. The same way Shar is. These were the guys that were over One West. The same way Marshall was. The same way Yaquab was. The same way General Yohana is. I respect these brothers because they were all in the truth before me. When I came into the school, I sat in all of their classes. So yes, I respect these brothers for the work that they put in. I respect them. Absolutely. Now, I know you're not trying to start no controversy, but when a man hears his name, especially Tahar, he hears his name mentioned, he's going to go ham. But I always put respect on his name, and I'm tell you something, he puts respect on my name 70% of the time, but then there's other times where he gets at me, but that's just what he does. And I don't take it personal. We don't agree on everything. We don't agree on everything. I've told him some of the things he said about me online is not true. He was pushing the narrative that I'm teaching Cornelius was an Edomite when I wasn't, and I let it ride. I didn't say nothing back. I let it ride. I took low. I let it ride. I didn't say shit. Eventually, I spoke to him over online. I told him that I don't teach that, and he apologized. And that's the way it works. So, basically, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I don't watch a lot of his videos, a lot of the other brothers' videos, because a lot of those brothers like to make videos, and sometimes they talk about me, and sometimes they say things that's not true. And I'm not trying to get into a back and forth with brothers. I'm not trying to argue with brothers. I'm going to be the bigger man, because you'll be surprised how many brothers have come back and apologized to me later. You'll be surprised. So that's just how I deal with it. In time, you go out. So that's how I deal with it. And I know a lot of brothers been watching me from the beginning of your walk. I know what time it is. So I'm going to let you ride out with that. That's okay. That's okay. Most High tells you sometimes take low. Especially when, you know what I'm saying, other brothers, elder brothers, senior brothers, sometimes you got to take low. Sometimes you don't. Like if a brother was to come out and say, yo, brother, you're an adulterer, I'm not taking low on that. If a brother says that I committed, I murdered somebody, I stole, I'm not taking low on that, because that's just. But if somebody says something that I could, you know, I could ignore, then I just ignore it. I ignore it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do, and I keep it moving. Right, GMS rebuke attempt to see the brother from GMS right there. Y'all see that? The brother's being honest. That was another thing. It was said for years that we don't go out and teach. Now, y'all all know that we do. Just some of y'all don't know where the channels is. And like I said, sometimes I don't put the videos out. But a lot of y'all know. We've always been in the streets. I'm just not as good as I should be. And I'm humbling myself and telling y'all that. I'm not as good as I should be sometimes as actually documenting it. Sometimes we go to camp and have whole camps where nobody pulls out a camera and films. But we was there. We set up right across the street from IUIC. We've been out there and they've been out there. That's just what it is. And to me, that's always been enough. So when it was being said I wasn't going out, I let it slide. Now you had some brothers that was coming up You had some brothers that was actually sliding in my DMs or in my inbox and outright asking me, and I salute those brothers. And I would give them links, and they would come back and be like, you know what, brother? I apologize. That's what it is. That's it. There's too much work to be done for us to be arguing and banging back and forth. That's the problem. And everybody's guilty of doing it, not just camps. People that are not in no camps are doing just as much banging. You and comment boards causing just as much controversy and strife as the people that you talk about. That's a fact. So sometimes you have to let shit slide. I'm going to give y'all an example real quick. And I know I keep saying I got to go because I do got to go. Y'all don't see it, but I'm getting text messages with brothers like, I'm here at camp. Where are you? Or, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking to y'all. It's all good. The work is going out. The word is going out. Brothers is at camp. The word is going out. But I'm going to give y'all an example, right? Y'all saw that video that Garfield did on me? He had a good old time, boy. That video that's on Sonetta that Garfield did on me about King James being black, right? That video has like 13,000 views and climbing. So he thought, because he did a video, I'm going to be like, oh my God, the sky is falling. I got to do a response to you. No, I'm going to get you. I keep telling him, I'm going to get you. But I'm strategic. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to wait. I'm going to do what I need to do when I get around to it. I'm going to do it. I'm a patient brother. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. And it came with age. I wasn't that way when I was young. All y'all got to do is go back and look at the early videos of me and Bun Lawyer. That came with time. And so just use that example I just gave y'all with the Garfield thing. That videos, and people are on the video patting him on the back, telling him he did a great job. He done ended me. He done debunked me. I'm pseudo. I'm this and I'm that. Now, the average person would have been all in their feelings, especially when you see all them comments on there. And everybody is getting at me. All them comedic dudes getting at me. And I'm just sitting back smiling. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. But I'm going to do it in my time. I'm patient. That came with time. Something that Israel has to learn is patience, man. You ain't got to respond to everything that everybody say. That's what they want. Sometimes people say things to get a rise out of you. You don't have to respond to everything, so I don't. But if something is serious, I'll respond to it. Like if you ever hear somebody come out and say, you're an adulterer, you're a murderer, you're a thief, that's not riding. I'm turning my camera on right away and I'm talking about it. That's not riding. But all these little videos where brothers is trying to come on there and just make a video for making a video's sake, just to talk bad about me, whatever like that. You don't have no real dirt. That's the real shit. The real shit is the adultery. The real shit is the scamming. The real shit is the stealing. The real shit is destroying brothers' spirits and not dealing with your brother right. It's the real stuff. When you can make a video like that on me, then you got something. If you just want to talk about me, some BS, you go ahead, you do that. I promise you I'm not going to make a response video. I tell brothers in my camp this all the time. They want to know, why don't you respond? Do you think you should say something? I'm like, for what? What did they say? What did they say? What commandment did I do in there that was worthy of death under the old covenant? Did I rob from somebody? Did I steal? Am I a witch? Am I a thief? Am I an adulterer? Am I worshiping another God? Like, what did I do? What did I do? If it's not one of those things, why do I need to respond to them for? For what? Nah, because they said, you did this, or you didn't do that. Okay, then let them say that. Is it true? Nah, brother, I know it's not true. You know it's not true. I know it's not true. Everybody in the camp knows it's not true. That's enough. And the brothers that really care about me and consider me a brother, they're going to slide in my DM and they're going to ask me. And the brothers that turn their camera on and make a video without talking to me first was never my brother to begin with, so they can ride with that. That's cool. Because I believe in the scriptures. The Most High talks about bearing false witness. So if you turn on your video and you say something that's not true, right, you got to deal with the Father on that. I believe in that 100%. You dig? And that came with time. Because it's not easy. The brother JH125 asked me, am I fluent in Lashawan Kodash? I'm gonna say no. I wouldn't, because of the word fluent. I could read it, no problem. I could read it, no problem. I could write it, no problem. But when you say fluent, that means that, like, I could hold whole conversations. I can't do that. I can't hold a whole conversation. If you open up the Torah in front of me, I can read it. I can write it. I know the alphabet. I know the word. I know words. I know all of that. But for me, that's like how I'm sitting here talking to y'all now. If I was to say to y'all for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to talk to you brothers and sisters in complete Lashawan Kodash, or complete Hebrew. No. And that's my definition of fluent. But I'm good enough to be able to read it, to write it, and I know the concepts and everything like that of the language. Now, I've been blessed. Still not going to say the name. Remember earlier, I know I've been on now for 2.5 hours. Y'all done, man, y'all got a lot out y'all brother today. Y'all got a lot out y'all brother today. I was supposed to be on here for like 30 minutes. But I love y'all. Even with all the controversy, I love y'all. This is a labor of love with this Israel thing. That's what a lot of people don't understand. This is a labor of love. If I didn't love y'all, I wouldn't be wasting my time doing this. I'd just be like, to hell with it. I would have just went out to camp already with everybody else. But some of y'all can't make it to camp, and y'all don't get to talk to me. Y'all don't get to talk to the elders. Some of the elder brothers in Israel over camps is not accessible to y'all. I've strived to be accessible to y'all and talk to y'all. I've never been on my high horse. So I'm giving y'all time. So this is a labor of love. Put that in your video when you make a video talking shit about me. This is a labor of love. Now, to answer your question again, brother, there's a brother in my camp who was the Hebrew teacher at One West. He is fluent in Lashawan Kodash. He was one of the Hebrew teachers at One West. I ain't gonna say who, you know what I'm saying? But the brother was at One West, and he was he was my Hebrew teacher. One of my Hebrew teachers, let me say that. One of my Hebrew teachers at One West. And he's one of the brothers that I was talking about earlier that's, I don't want to say the word swore, but he proclaimed up and down and up that he was never going to join another camp. And here this brother is coming out in front of our camp every week. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, he's right up in the mix. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not Zechariah. He's right up in the mix in the camp. That brother's in my camp. So, brother, if you reach out to me, the brother that I was speaking that asked me about the Lashawan Kodash, you said you want to learn. If you reach out to me, we'll definitely try to get you some stuff, because what we've been doing, which we haven't even put out here, so this is an exclusive. What we've been doing is and not to say other camps haven't been doing this, because I know GMS has a channel called what is it? GMS language, or I don't remember what it's called, but they have a channel where they go into the language too. So this is not new. But my camp didn't do it. But we've been filming the brother doing short lessons on the Hebrew, and I'm actually going to start uploading it to YouTube, Lord willing, because I think that's important. But that's going to take a lot of my time, because I'm going to have to kick because a lot of people, that's another thing, a lot of people are contentious about the Hebrew. If you don't speak the Lashawan Kodash, then you don't. I'm not arguing with you. If you speak what they call the Shalamim Hebrew, then that's what you do. It's not for you. I'm not contentious about the pronunciation of words right now. There's way bigger battles to fight. I'm going to go with the Hebrew that my elders taught me. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. And the words sound similar any damn way, man. So I'm going to deal with what my elders taught me. And those of y'all that are interested in what the elders taught us, that y'all want it to be passed down to y'all, we're going to upload those videos real soon. But brother, if you stay in contact with me via email, then you'll be in tune with everything that you need to get you going in this truth. You know, whatever tools that you have that you need, you reach out to me. Right there it is. Mitzi Tube said Lexicon of GMS. That's it. So those brothers were doing it too. They were uploading lessons on the Lashawan Kodash too. See, even when brothers don't give me credit, you see what I do? Another brother's not going to go on their and give credit to me and say, well, they're not going to do that. But that's okay. I'm not trying to be like other brothers. I'm just trying to work out my own soul salvation and love my brother. And the Most High going to take care of the rest, man. So shout out to them brothers for that channel, Lexicon of GMS. We're going to do something similar as well. All right, so stay tuned with that. By the way, just so you brothers and sisters know, I'm going to give y'all the camp phone number. A lot of y'all have a phone number. So it's much easier because I don't get a chance to talk to y'all like that. If there's anything that y'all need from Lions of Israel, and y'all want to reach out to us, you have questions, you need materials, you want to know where our YouTube videos are, you can't find them, you want to know when high holidays are, whatever it is that you want to know, I'm going to give you our phone number. I'm going to give it a second, and I'm going to give you our phone number. You can reach out. It may not be me particularly reaching back out to you because I have men in different departments that deal with stuff, but the message will definitely get back to me if it's something I need to know. If it's something I don't need to know that somebody else in the camp can help you with, like you need something, then they can take care of that. The Lions of Israel number is 877-53-Lions, like the Lions. 877-53-Lions. If one of my moderators is still in here, if y'all want to put that in there for them, y'all could do that. 877-53-Lions. If you need something that you're not able to get from me, like if you're not able to get me, like some of y'all complain that you inbox me, you know, I don't get back to you, and which is true. Like I said, I definitely take the correction on that. Sometimes it's too much. But I have captains, officers, and other elders in the camp. Maybe what you need is something they can get to you. Or if you really need to speak to me, if I missed your message in my inbox, or if I saw it and I forgot to get back to you, I'm going to have somebody else now on top of me about, you know what I'm saying? So call the number, 877-53-Lions. If you need something, reach out to us. My email, one of my emails, Maccabeestv@gmail.com. I'll do my best to get back to you if I could. Maccabeestv@gmail.com. All right? I think I did good. Oh, Ben, yeah. That DVD is available. It just became available. See, that's why sometimes AOC been pushing that, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe you haven't had a chance to really see the you're not friends with the brother from AOC that's actually pushing that. Ben, I don't know if me and you is friends on Facebook. Can you Brother Ben, my moderator, can you inbox me on Facebook? My name is Daniel Benjamin. Daniel Benjamin. Once you put that in, you should see my picture, my profile picture come up. If you could, okay, cool. But okay. Now this is where I'm not good with technology either. I'm learning how to answer my DM on Instagram, but I'm still not good with that. If you inbox me on Instagram, I'll get back to you, but it might take me a little bit longer. Oh yeah, you did. Remember I said to you I wasn't good with it. Okay, so I'll get back to you in that one. I'll get you the link for the brother from AOC that's actually selling the Despierta DVD, because that was definitely something. I mean, we waited on it so long. I ain't gonna lie to you, we waited on it so long. I just wanted to put it on Maccabees for y'all. That's what I wanted to do. But that brother those brothers put in so much work. I can't ask them just to put their work out there like that. And he went out and, bore the cost of, burning it to DVDs and buying the cases and printing out the covers and stuff like that. So he put something into it. Oh, Con, all praises. We met. Okay, that's what's up. We met at that event. That's what's up. Okay. Yeah, the brother put a lot into that. So I can't just take his work and just put it out there like that. I can't. So I'll definitely, if any of you other brothers and sisters want that Despierta DVD, which is a great DVD, you know what I'm saying? Just inbox me on Facebook at Daniel Benjamin. That's probably easiest. Or email me at Maccabeestv.com. I'm going to try to do better as far as getting back to you brothers and sisters as far as messages go. Because you don't understand how many people is on on my head about not getting back to them and not getting back in time, and I can't blame y'all, but that's because, oh, you don't have a Facebook, man. All right, so DM me on Instagram then, no problem. I'm trying to get more of the brothers from my camp, y'all brothers and sisters, more familiar with the other brothers in my camp. I know y'all know Magun. Magun is everywhere, so I know y'all know Magun, right? But I want y'all to know, especially the other elders in the camp, I want y'all to know them, because sometimes the things that y'all need from me, they can give you too, and it kind of takes some of the burden off of me, and then y'all won't feel like I'm ignoring y'all, because I can understand how that feels. Like y'all, you sincerely need something, you sincerely want something, and you reach out, and I don't get back to you, and you might feel a way, and I just don't know it, that I didn't get back to you. I tell y'all brothers and sisters, as the Most High is my witness, it's not on purpose. Sometimes it's too much. That's why Hashar does not have an Instagram and a Facebook, because a lot of y'all believe want to reach out to Hashar. There's a reason why he doesn't have an Instagram or Facebook. The reason why he doesn't have an Instagram and a Facebook is because he knows he's not going to get back to y'all with a lot of the messages, and so he'd rather just not have one. And I've been told by, and other elders in Israel don't have them either, and I've been told by quite a few people in my camp and others that I need to ditch my Facebook. Like, I shouldn't be so accessible to the people, because I'm getting so, sometimes I get so inundated. I get so inundated with, you know what I'm saying, with stuff. I don't get back to everybody. So people tell me all the time, just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Let the people go through us, and then we'll come to you if you need to know. But that's not my spirit. Like, I feel like the people sometimes want to talk to me, and I don't want to do y'all like that. I don't want to do y'all like that. So I'm asking y'all, just across the board, if you're watching this video, if I don't get back to you, just forgive your brother, please. Like I see, it's not on purpose. Like, I ain't on no shit. I'm not on no bougie. That's not it. Sometimes it's just, if you get 50 messages in your inbox, and people have some things are easy, some things are hard, some it's not so easy to do or to answer right then and there. I might get an inbox in the middle of me doing something, other things, and you want to answer, and then right behind you there's like 15 other messages, and I forget to get back to you, and you know what I'm saying? It just happens, man. It happens. And it's not on purpose. So I'm going to be setting stuff up, man, where some of y'all brothers and sisters can actually reach out to some of the other elders, man. They're just as qualified to deal with y'all. And I'm not brushing nobody off. I definitely will deal with y'all when I can. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not discouraging you from reaching out to me. I'm just saying that sometimes it's a lot. That's all. Not complaining. I'm just keeping it a stack with y'all. Again, the number is 877-53 Lions. Some of y'all not paying attention. Y'all asking each other, what do the Jews look like? What's the mark of the beast? So me going, just an opportunity for y'all to argue with each other. So I'm glad. Listen, I'm not mad. I'm just saying I'm glad that I'm giving y'all an opportunity to argue with each other. That's all good. Mr. Motorboater said he never met a black Jew, because we're not black. We're different shades of brown. We call ourselves black because that's a word that y'all put on us. But the Jews are different shades of brown. I also never met a Jew that was white. How about that? I never met a Jew that was white. Because you so-called white people are not white, you're red. Now, what I would like for you to do, Mr. Motorboater, is tell me where I can find ancient icons of white people being Jews. Ancient icons of white people being Jews. Because everything I've come across in books written by white people is showing black people. I believe David Ben-Gurion, if I'm not mistaken, was the first prime minister of the state of Israel. It was either him or Golda Meir, but I believe it was David Ben-Gurion. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, David Ben-Gurion, the airport is named after him, by the way, in Israel. He wrote a book called The Jews in Their Land. David Ben-Gurion, right? White boy. And the images that he used in that book, The Jews in Their Land, is images from Dura Europus. You have the image of Christ raising a man from his bed. That image is of a man that has brown complexion. You have the priests burning the incense. In that book written by a white man, showing black priests or brown priests, for lack of a better word. So what you've never seen is because guess what? Just like your leaders, the so-called white men, have fooled our people and taught our people lies, they taught your people lies too. They taught your people lies too. They taught you that you was Jesus, you was Moses, you was Aaron, okay? You were Jeremiah and Isaiah, and you were none of those things. You're Esau. That's who you are. You're an Edomite. That's who you are. Your true nationality is you are a Hebrew Edomite. That's what you are, you so-called white people that call yourself Jews. That's what it is. All right? All right, family. Hopefully I gave y'all enough, because that's it for me, man. For real, for real. I love y'all. Oh, yeah, one last thing. I done lost most of the audience, but that's okay. The ones of y'all that are still here, y'all will get that. 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, we're going live on Maccabeestv. 3 p.m. Eastern. So even if you don't get the notification, 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, we're going live on Maccabeestv. This is going to be another opportunity for all you contentious arguelites that love to argue. Y'all, you're going to have another opportunity tomorrow to argue and fuss with each other in the comment boards. We're going to talk about 2019 and the need for us as Israelites to be keeping the high holy days in their proper seasons. That's a big, big, big argument in Israel now, right? Now, if I go into it, some of y'all, even some of y'all that love me, that respect me and stuff like that, y'all not going to agree with me. But I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to say it anyway. Tomorrow, y'all can come and argue. That's fine. It's all good. I still love y'all. Still love y'all, right? Because we're rehearsing the righteous acts. So, if you look at when we kept the dedication this year, I'm just going to speak about the Maccabees Alliance, us. The 7 camps that's in the Maccabees Alliance, right? If you look at when we kept the Feast of Dedication and when we kept the feast, or when we're going to keep the Feast of Purim, based on what we did, right? See, I'm still getting texted. Everybody can't, but me. It's all good. What we did, the Passover was going to fall within the first 2 weeks of March, based on when we kept dedication and based on when we're going to keep Purim. That's the date that we got. So people were inboxing me and asking me when they saw that our 2019 calendar, that they saw us keeping Passover in April. They wanted to know why not March based on when we kept dedication, based on when we're going to keep Purim. Why not March? That's what the question is. If you want to know why not March, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, Maccabeestv. I'm not going to be the one teaching tomorrow. I'm going to have Elder Matthias, Elder Mathathua from Apostles of New Jerusalem. And I'm also going to have one of the elders from my camp outside of me. Like I said, I want y'all to know them more. I'm going to have one of the other elders in the camp outside of me on there as well. And we're going to discuss, if you have, like, the questions that you brothers are asking and sisters are asking now, you know, whether the Passover could be kept in or out Jerusalem, new moon, stuff like that, come on tomorrow and ask your questions when the floor is open. Because I've been on here for almost 3 hours now, family, and y'all keep hearing me say I got to go to camp. Let me find out I'm not going to go to camp, and y'all going to say I ain't doing the work. You know what I'm saying? I got to go. I got to go. So I'm just giving y'all, you know what I'm saying, a public service announcement. We're going to be there 3 p.m. tomorrow having this discussion. A lot of y'all have questions. A lot of y'all ready to get in there right now. So just come, you know, on the live stream tomorrow and ask your questions about, you know, once the brother goes in. Trust me, a lot of y'all going to be going in tomorrow because y'all not going to agree. But that's okay. You know what I'm saying? We're rehearsing the righteous acts. You know, it tells us in the scriptures that, you know what I'm saying, in that day we'll all see eye to eye. You know what I'm saying? Until then, we just all trying to get it right. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I will say this. I will say this. I will say this. I will say this, right? Start some trouble now. Only the truth, OTT, right? I see you, bro. You asked, and I know it's a sincere question. I don't agree that we can only keep the Passover in the land. I don't agree with that. Here's the deal, right? Here's the deal. I agree with you that when the Most High gave us the land, the Most High said that we ain't got to see, look at all, this brother's going, I'm not mad at you, King, but you already going in. Just save it for tomorrow, bro. Save it for tomorrow. That's what I'm talking about, see? Save it for tomorrow. You know, when the Most High gave us the land, we were supposed to keep the Passover in the place where the Most High put his name, right? That's what the Most High told Moses when you read Deuteronomy 16 and 16, right? The precept for that, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm winging it, is either 1st or 2nd Chronicles 6 and 6. I'm going to try 1st Chronicles first. Just want to make sure. 1st Chronicles 6 verse 6, that is not it. So let me try 2nd Chronicles. It might be 16. Man, I'm going to tell you, bro, my memory is not as good as it used to be. Yeah, it's 2nd Chronicles 6 and 6. Okay, see, I ain't that old. So, the place the Most High put his name is Jerusalem. So when the Most High established Jerusalem, that was the place where the Most High put his name, and so that's where we had to keep the Passover. But when you read 1 Chronicles 6 verse 6, that's when the Most High put his name there. What was we doing before that? What was we doing before that? Remember, we kept the first Passover in captivity in Egypt. The next 40 Passovers were also kept outside the land. We kept that in the wilderness. We wandered in the wilderness for 40 years. So right off top, the first 41 Passovers were not kept in the land. That's number one. Number two, when you read 1 Chronicles 6 verse 6, right, it says, the Most High chose Jerusalem that his name may be there, and chose David to be over his people. So the Most High chose Jerusalem, that his name may be there. And so once the Most High chose Jerusalem, we started keeping the Passover in Jerusalem, because that's where the Most High put his name. But before that, we were keeping the Passover still. So now we're out the land. You're going to tell me that we can't keep the Passover outside the land, but that's what we did. Now, one of the brothers also said that Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, and I agree with that too. I agree with that too. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. Now, the scripture that you're pulling in Deuteronomy 16 and 5, I agree with you. But now I'm going to ask you a question. And see, I got to stop, because now we're doing what we're supposed to do tomorrow. When Moses wrote that, Deuteronomy 16 and 5, that you're quoting, when Moses wrote that, where were we at the time? Where were we? I'm asking you. When Moses wrote that we could not sacrifice the Passover outside the gates, where were we at the time? Well, I'm going to answer because I got to go. We were in the wilderness. And right after he wrote that, guess what he did? He sacrificed the Passover outside the gates. We kept the Passover in the wilderness all 40 years. So my understanding of that scripture, and yours may be different, I'm not here to argue with you, is that when the Most High establishes Jerusalem and puts his name there, that's where we got to keep it. That's where we have to keep it. But right now, Jerusalem is not established. There's even a controversy that Jerusalem of today is not the Jerusalem of biblical times. That's a problem. And secondly, like the brother said, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, bro. So I don't agree with you that we cannot keep the Passover in our captivity. If you choose not to do that, that's on you. I can't force you to do it. But pursuant to the book of Judges 5 and 11, we're rehearsing the righteous acts. We're rehearsing the righteous acts. Well, see, here's the deal, right? With that, you said that we can't keep Passover without the priests, right? Now, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna do a show on this. Because in the book of Chronicles, there was a time when Israel was unclean in Passover anyway. That's in the Old Testament, and you should know what I'm talking about. There was a time in Israel where we were unclean, and the Most High honored the Passover anyway. You should know what I'm talking about if you're a Torah-based Israelite. I don't have the precept off the top of my head. I'm using my phone right now to do this, so I'm not going to go into it. I really don't want to get into it right now, but that's not an excuse not to keep the Passover. If one of you brothers and sisters know where the precept is, then you can put it in the in the comment section. All right. Yeah. So I don't agree with you that we can't keep the Passover. I don't agree with that. Now you said that there's no priests, but if you understand things spiritually, Israel is a kingdom of priests. We're a nation of priests. We're a nation of priests. The Levitical priesthood was set up in the beginning under Aaron, but ultimately as Israelites, we're a nation of priests. And we're also the temple. See, a lot, and I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking you, right? I am knocking you, but I'm not knocking you in terms of what I'm about to say, right? See, that's the reason, that's the beauty of dealing with the New Testament. Even if you don't agree with it, I would advise you, brother, with just an open heart, an open mind, to read the New Testament. Why do I say that? Because you will understand that a lot of things in the Old Testament were a shadow. We had a temple in the Old Testament, a physical temple, but really and truly, we're the temple, really and truly. You understand what I'm saying? Israel had a priesthood under the Old Covenant and a mediator under the Old Covenant, which was the priesthood, the sons of Aaron and his sons, the high priest, right? But ultimately, the Most High created us to be a nation of priests. All these things are in the Old Testament. The Most High told us these things. But again, man, this is just going to go in circles, man, you know, and this is not the time. The questions that you're asking, right, I could bring you on and we could talk about it. Now you notice, right, the scripture you just pulled in Malachi says Judah and Jerusalem. That's why context is extremely important. In that scripture, when it speaks about Judah and Jerusalem, it's not talking about the actual city of Jerusalem. It's talking about Jerusalem as a people, bro. That's why one of the brothers before just said that, yo, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. And that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. Hey, bro, so you ready, man. You got your finger. Brother got his finger on the precepts. I told him you got a whole, listen, dude, tomorrow we're going to do a whole show. 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. All of the brothers, and I'm not knocking you, King, so don't get mad. But all you brothers that got your precepts and you like to argue, you're going to have your run of the comment boards tomorrow, as long as you're not disrespectful. You're going to have your run of the comment boards tomorrow. We're doing a show tomorrow on the Passover and making sure the Passover falls in its proper season. So if you don't agree with keeping the Passover outside the land, you can come tomorrow and you can argue your point. All right? No problem. No problem. All right? 3 p.m. tomorrow. I want to see all of y'all. Hey, all you brothers that's putting scriptures in here, if I don't see you in the comments tomorrow, man, something wrong. I need to see y'all. Unless you working or something, whatever, you know what I mean? I need to see y'all. I shouldn't look and have like 25, 30, or 50 people in the audience tomorrow. I should see all of y'all. 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. You want to argue about the Passover. You want to argue whether the Passover should be in March or April. You want to argue about whether we should have the Passover in the land or not. Tomorrow's the day. Today's not the day. All right? Love y'all. I'm out of here. I'm looking bad in front of my camp. I'm sitting here talking to y'all, and they outside is cold doing their thing. So I'm about to, you know what I mean? Love y'all, Israel. Shout out to Army of Israel Classroom. Matter of fact, if y'all get a chance, man, go over there right now. King just said he's about to go live, man, so go get them precepts. Hey, Maha, I'm about to send some of these brothers that want to talk about the Passover over there. So if you want to talk about it, you know what I'm saying? Some of them might be on the board. Go over there. Army of Israel class, online class. Go over there. My brother Mahar Kabah is about to go live. See it right there? Army of Israel live classroom. Y'all want to argue about the Passover being kept in the land, out the land, you know, whatever, go over there. But that's my brother Mahar Kabah. He's one of the brothers that I was talking about. He was one of the brothers that I was talking about that go back with me to One West. He's another brother that has stories of being mistreated by some elders that was over us. And yet, he doesn't speak against camps, and I don't speak against camps. Because we realize that this is not about camps. Sometimes you just have brothers that don't do right, and the Most High is going to deal with them. So y'all not going to sit there and try to label all the camps as being wicked, because I take personal offense because I'm in a camp, and I'm not out here destroying nobody. Period. Nobody. So when y'all say this camps are wicked, I'm going to say something. Because if it wasn't for us, there'd be no y'all. I got to keep it real. What did Tupac say? What more can I say? What did he say? What more can I say? I wouldn't be here today if the old school didn't pave the way. What more can I say? I wouldn't be here today if the old school didn't pave the way. So I give thanks and praise to the elders that was before me, even with the mistakes that they made. They made mistakes. And I might make some, and I have made some. All I'm telling y'all, man, is just do better. Do better than we did, that's all. And don't paint everything with a broad brush. Thomas Smith asked me, JC and B. Who won? I'm going with JC. Number one, I'm biased because JC is an Israelite, so I'm going with him. That's number one. But number two, I like his stuff better, man. You know what I don't like about B. B. is super lyrical, right? But B. raps too fast. Am I bugging Thomas Smith? He raps too fast. He got to slow that stuff down, man. He doesn't give the people a chance to really take in what he's saying because he just he raps rapid fire. That's not always good. Sometimes you gotta really be listening to what he's saying. But he's super duper lyrical, man. B. is super talented for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I don't give him that battle. I'm sorry. I don't give him that battle. Definitely not. I might give him that battle against Loso though. Even though Loso believes in the Bible, he's a Christian, but he believes in the Bible. I was going for Loso. But I think B-Dot's stuff was more impactful, but I can't give him this battle. I can't give it to him. Oh, yeah, JC versus Iron Solomon. That was good, too. That was good, too. All right, family. I'm out of here. Love y'all. So all the haters, on a count of 3, make y'all response video dissing me. That's cool. I love y'all anyway, Israel. Shalom.